This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Yeah, mama, this must be my dream.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station. KLAQ Studios in beautiful sunny El Paso, Texas.
Does anyone copy my transmission?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show is back.
Good morning, my neighbor!
Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. It's the Buzz Adams Morning Show. And Wednesday, the Wednesday of the week before Thanksgiving.
You thought it was going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought it was tomorrow.
It is throwing us off so much that Thanksgiving is so late this year.
Yeah. Thanksgiving should be this Thursday. What's it doing all the way almost in December?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that close to Christmas.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, I wrote an article, Nico, you get that up
Yes,
today,
sir.
hopefully, but it's about all the places that are doing Thanksgiving dinners for those in need, and they say specifically like high grocery prices, and some people may not, may need a little help this year, so you got an article up there, Sacred Heart Church, Salvation Army, El Paso Rescue Mission. Then I talked about our Thanksgiving feast giveaway, so I'll tell you a little bit more about that on the show today. But I remembered something that I had seen 3 years ago. Some of the people that work with, in soup kitchens and, providing food banks and things like that, have said, don't make your kids come down to teach them a lesson about charity on Thanksgiving Day. And their point was,
We don't need it.
You're more in the way than anything. If you want to volunteer literally any other day of the year,
other time,
other
right.
than Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day,
You're in the way.
you're kind of in the
Basically,
way
yeah.
if you just trot down there, slop some stuffing on a plate for an hour.
Yeah,
and then
you can't just not volunteer all year and then just show up on the biggest days on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Actually, there's a great scene from How I Met Your Mother where
This
they
is Super Bowl for the needy.
yeah. Well, that's actually the episode where the main characters try to go to a soup kitchen
They get turned away.
and they get turned away because there's already
Too
too many volunteers.
What show is that?
How I Met Your Mother. And then Neil Patrick Harris
Barney is in there.
is the best volunteer.
Everybody loves him. God, I watched that show too much.
You do, don't you?
I loved that show until that ending.
How was Josh Radnor?
He was great.
Yeah.
So good.
Did you record that one and get to play
Yeah,
it back
we got
and everything?
that.
Okay, good.
That one was good.
Let me tell you
my
what sometimes there are listeners who are into the show. They want to know what the configuration is. So I'm at, I have the con.
Okay.
You get that, Nico?
Yeah, it's a Star Trek thing.
I'm in Captain Kirk's chair. Nico and Joanna are in the room with me. So
Hi.
like Uhura and Chekhov. And Alberto is in the other room, and he'll
In the engine.
talk to us. He's Scotty.
Yeah, he's Scotty.
Boiler room.
So thank you, Alberto, for coming in and running things. That means Joanna's going to have the news today.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have turkey feast to give away tomorrow, courtesy of Rise Federal Credit Union. We're just asking people, and it's not like, give us your most tragic, heartbreaking story, although, we got some of that. Let's let us know how a turkey feast could really help you out or come in handy, especially this year for Thanksgiving. You can do that by dropping me a message on the NEC line. That number is 844-805-NEC, 844-805-6325. Or you can send a message via the app chat, and Nico's going through those. But it's a $375 full Thanksgiving feast from Rise Federal Credit Union. It's prepared and delivered by Conamore by Beret Catering. It's got turkey and ham. It's got stuffing and mashed potatoes, corn on the cob or kernel corn, mac and cheese, green beans, dinner roll, cranberry sauce, all the fixins. and just let us know how it could really help you out this year. We're getting a lot of folks who are saying, I'm okay this year, but we, got a neighbor, got an elderly friend or neighbor. Sure, those count absolutely. We put them in, all of them into one pot. Yeah, we put them all in a hat, and then we draw a winner, and then you get the complete Thanksgiving feast. You can do with it whatever you want to do, or give it to whoever you want to do. Jay Leno is accident prone, or has become accident prone. He fell down a 60-foot mountain.
Oh my God!
And
what is
bashed himself up really bad, and then went to his show. He had a show scheduled that night. He went, and then went to the hospital when he got back to L.A.
I mean, it's hard to see past that chin. I mean, it's understandable, really.
The chin didn't break the fall. What's he doing on a mountain?
Do you remember?
Hey, you see this with the mountains? Huh? What do you see with the mountains? What's the deal with mountains?
Jay Leno was staying at a hotel, and he's wearing an eye patch, and he bruised the side of his face, so he's got a massive black eye. And I don't know what the eye patch is about, but
it was National Pirate Day.
Here's Jay Leno talking about falling down a mountain.
Well, I was standing.
So 60 feet.
That's a lot.
A story is about 10 feet. That is a lot. 60 feet is like falling off a 6-story building.
He just tumbled.
Well, I was staying at a hotel. It was on a hill. I said, where's a good place to eat? Oh, the bottom of it. So I went out. The restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car. So you had to walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill. And then I fell down the hill, hit my head on a rock, knocked me in the eye. Well, I did the show, and then when I came back to L.A., I went to the hospital. Well, it was only a couple hours before the show. So it's not that big a deal. Well, the great thing about this age, you don't learn by your mistakes. You just keep doing the same stupid thing.
Jay Leno somehow is 74 years old. And in just the last 2 years.
Is that weird to you? Because you guys are the same age?
Definitely not. In 2022, Jay severely burned his hands and face while working on a car in his garage. Remember that?
What's the deal with hot cars? What's the deal with hot cars?
Last year, he had several broken bones when he got knocked off his motorcycle. And now he's fallen down a mountain. But I like that the show must go on attitude from Jay Leno.
Classic show business.
Yeah, that's a war horse there. We have the audio. Somebody was filming when Jay Leno fell down a hill. Yeah, somebody was filming him because he's a celebrity, and they happened to catch the incident. See, it is a big fall. Alberto, are you listening to this?
Doesn't sound good.
No. It's like he stopped falling and then started again.
It's not that big a deal.
Joanna's going to have the Hollywood Cheesemate coming up. I hope I didn't steal one of your Hollywood Cheesemate stories.
Not at all.
You can use that one if you want to.
Okay, thank you.
You're so gracious.
No, Netflix is now facing a class action lawsuit from a man who says that the buffering issues during the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight were, quote, legendary.
The buffering issues.
The buffering.
Yeah, but
Who said that?
A Florida man. He was now suing.
Oh, I was thinking about that. If this had been a pay-per-view and people paid a lot of money, they'd want to get their money back. But it was on Netflix. People do pay a lot of money for Netflix.
Right. Well, he's suing for breach of contract and other offenses and seeking unspecified damages.
Okay. So I came in and I told Nico something. And I got to turn this into a game. We got a few more weeks of Donald Trump cabinet appointments.
Yes.
And government jobs in return for support. So I'm going to play, do I have Trump derangement syndrome or did Trump really do this?
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I have Trump derangement syndrome or is this something Donald Trump really did? Donald Trump names Dr. Oz to be in charge of Medicare and Medicaid. Now, Alberto, do I have Trump derangement syndrome or did he actually do it?
I think he actually did this.
Alberto says he actually did it. Alberto, you're right.
Wow.
Everybody's going to have to be, like...
Well, just play along.
Everybody has to get colonics or what?
Thanks,
Dr.
Oprah.
Pepper's the second-hand man.
President-elect Donald Trump yesterday announced Dr. Mehmet Oz as the administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Trump indicated that Oz will work closely with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to take on chronic disease.
Nice.
I thought Trump would make him the Wizard of Oz.
So if you guessed that I had Trump derangement syndrome, you don't get the point there. Trump actually did appoint Dr. Oz. There's a big difference between Dr. Oz and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Well, there are a few. Dr. Oz, as far as we know, didn't cut the head off a whale and strap it on the hood of his pickup like it was a Christmas tree. Dr. Oz is a highly thought of heart surgeon. You know, he definitely is a doctor. He's a surgeon, and he had a good reputation until he got a talk show and started promoting every
Colonic
alternative
and,
medicine and
cayenne
colon
pepper.
cleanse, just anything they wanted to bring on. Dr. Oz lent his medical credibility to basically a bunch of snake oil and stuff. And they subpoenaed him to testify in front of Congress.
Trump derangement syndrome.
There it goes. I'm not even talking about Trump. I'm talking about Oz, the wizard, Dr. Oz. Nico,
What?
Trump derangement syndrome, or did Trump really do it? Trump named Puck from The Real Life on MTV to head up
mean,
Veterans
Real
Affairs.
world.
I can't believe Puck has qualifications like
Do you
that.
remember Puck?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I was like 5 when that season came out.
We were way too young for
Yeah,
it.
but I know the lore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know the legend.
Well, he also showed up on like Road Rules and other shows.
Yeah.
So, Nico, Trump derangement syndrome, or did Trump actually appoint Puck from The Real World to head up Veterans Affairs?
You have to have Trump derangement. There's no way Puck is.
You're right, too. You get a point. I made that one up. But he did appoint somebody who had been on The Real World, Sean Duffy.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what he is, but there's another one.
I guess when you elect a reality star president,
you
should
get
expect
reality star.
yeah,
You know,
cabinet picks.
I predict there is going to be a Kardashian that is on the president's cabinet.
Head of plastic surgery, actually.
So just wait and see. There will be a Kardashian as a part of this government. Joanna's also going to do the news today. Joanna, anything jump out at you in the news?
I was going to do the Dr. Oz.
You're going to do Dr. Oz? Well, you still can. Like I said, listen.
Yes.
This is my theory on radio, and it was the way I was taught, okay? You have audience turnover throughout the day. People get to work, turn the radio off. Not everybody. There's some people who listen all 4 hours, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I forgot what point I was going to make.
About repeating stories.
Eating
Yeah. So if you talk about Dr. Oz, it's in the news. It's not a sin to repeat a story that we already
not a
talked
sin?
about. Yeah.
Thank you
Go
for
ahead and do that.
You were in the middle of such a profound statement on your radio
And
philosophy.
he lost
And I lost it.
in the middle of it.
So heads up, you're going to be experiencing more of that as I get older. You might as well just get used to it.
And now a message from Mike Lindell to Donald Trump.
Hi, Trump. It's Mike Lindell, and I'd like a position in your cabinet. What position? I want to be the Secretary of Pillows. Imagine it, getting the best sleep of your life, knowing that I've got all of the pillows in America handled. I'll go to every single home in America and all of the hotels and make sure that they have my best My Pillow yet. Think it over.
This has been a message from Mike Lindell to Donald Trump. And now a message from Hulk Hogan to Donald Trump.
Listen up, brother. I want a position in your cabinet. I'm going to be the Secretary of Pile Drivers. I'll travel to all sorts of different countries, and anybody who talks trash about America gets put in a pile driver. What you going to do when the Hulkster comes to work for you?
This has been a message from Hulk Hogan to Donald Trump.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Led Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
Gets warrants expunged with triallawyers.com. Decades of experience available to you. Wyatt Underwood, triallawyers.com.
Oh, we're back.
Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the morning show. 95.5 The Q.
We should have a shadow show that only broadcasts
What's in the break.
What we say when we're off the air. If we put out the Shadowcast podcast,
we would be shadow banned.
We would be shadow canceled.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's for sure.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday morning. I just realized I didn't get a look at the weather. The Golfers Forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. And taking a look as we get closer and closer to the weekend, get closer and closer to a holiday week next week. Sunny today, 65. Winds are going to be around 10 miles an hour in the morning, and less than that as the afternoon goes on. Thursday, 69 for the high temperature. Not seeing any rain this week or through the weekend, so no rain. Sunny on Friday, 72. 72 on Saturday, lots of sunshine, and a little windy on the windy side for Sunday. That's the only thing that keeps Sunday from being an A-plus golf day. But, yeah, winds are going to be up between 10 and 15 miles an hour in the afternoon on Sunday. This is the Golfers Forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call the Pro Shop. Their number's 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course.
And now, today in sound clips.
Yeah, you're getting it, Alberto.
Thank you.
Way to pick it up.
Thank you.
Do you remember a few days ago the U.S. authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles that could shoot into Russia?
Yeah, they're called ATCAMs.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought they were called ICBMs. Intercontinental ballistic missiles.
No, I don't think so.
Just a day after White House officials confirmed that they had given permission to Ukraine to use long-range missiles, Ukraine did exactly that. They used them the very next day. 2 U.S. officials confirmed it to ABC News yesterday. Russia claimed that 6 missiles were launched, 5 were shot down, and 1 did damage to Russian defenses. But the U.S. says, only 2 of the 8 missiles launched were intercepted. Here's Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh answering a question about the launch of the missiles into Russia by Ukraine.
Let's not forget where we are, and that is the fact that Russia chose to escalate this war by introducing DPRK forces into the battlefield.
I don't want to cause panic here, but shortly before the attack, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told journalists that changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine were signed by President Vladimir Putin, and admit that the use of the U.S. missiles could prompt a nuclear response. So they're definitely saber rattling over this. Continuing her comments on the launch of U.S. missiles by Ukraine into Russia, Singh said U.S. support would continue for Ukraine.
What we are doing is, as we have been from the very beginning, is ensuring that Ukraine has what it needs. So you're going to see us continue to support Ukraine with different presidential drawdown packages that are going to support its short-term and long-term needs.
Well, you're on the clock now, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
The Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh was asked about the North Korean troops in Russia. Here's what she had to say about that.
So in the Kursk region, what we approximate is approximately or over 11,000 DPRK troops in the Kursk region. In terms of are more going to be sent, it's certainly a possibility, but that's our initial assessment right now along Kursk.
Remember that story maybe it was last week or even a couple weeks ago, where they were saying that the North Korean troops in Ukraine are gorging on porn because they've never had
access to porn, and they're just like walking all bent over because they're so addicted to porn.
Yeah. But the word I think they used was gorging or feasting on porn.
One reporter asked the Pentagon deputy spokesperson a question that I think a lot of people are thinking and are afraid to come right out and ask.
Would not you say that World War III has begun?
I would not say that. That is not the characterization that this building assesses. And you've seen us take measures to de-escalate tensions.
A little more on this. State Department spokesman Matt Miller told reporters yesterday that he was unfortunately not surprised, end quote, by the alteration of Russia's nuclear doctrine. But officials are saying that the U.S. sees no sign that Russia actually plans to use nuclear weapons. Do you remember Sundance Head? He was here about 3 months ago. He was a winner of The Voice, and he came and performed at the State Line, and we did a Johnny Cash number together in the studio.
Yeah, this is his second year, I believe, doing the State Line series.
Yeah. Season 11 winner of The Voice, Sundance Head, I guess accidentally shot himself over the weekend.
He did, yeah. I forgot to tell you about it.
Oh, my.
What?
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Well, he addressed fans on Facebook after the incident, and here's what Sundance had to say.
I set it down and I backed up to walk away, and I was shocked. It happened that fast. And what happened was that revolver slid out of the case and it hit the door jamb on the Jeep on the floor step, and it shot me.
That's a real freak accident.
Oh, man.
Guns aren't supposed to go off unless somebody's got a finger on the trigger, but...
Are
Joanna, do you
revolvers
remember-
more likely to go off like that?
No guns made after about 1930 go off if you drop them on the floor because of liability. I mean, I've seen some real hair-triggered Derringers, or Derringers, excuse me, not Dillingers, Derringers from back in the day. And boy, you barely have to put any, but somebody does have to put a finger on the trigger even for those.
Oh, wow.
That's more of a movie thing where you see somebody throw a machine gun and it just spins around on the floor spitting out bullets. That doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
No. Joanna.
Yes.
Producer's quiz. When Sundance Head was on, you might have had to beep him because he kept saying one word over and over and over again. Do you remember what word it was?
No.
Was it the T word?
No, he was talking about his daddy. His daddy was a
yes.
60s musician in a band that had a big hit in
Right.
the 60s. Obviously, I can't recall their name right now, but he was talking about, man, my daddy had a big old...
Yep. I do remember.
he had a 14-inch... All right. Lots of other clips to share with you today. I just have to find them.
Sure.
It's tough getting older.
A 6-year-old... I'm not going to watch a commercial for this. But a 6-year-old boy in Texas was locked in a laundromat dryer by 3 adults.
In the dryer?
Yeah, that was their punishment for him losing a bag of chips.
Hold on now. What did he do?
Oh, come on.
I'm just kidding.
They locked him in a dryer at a laundromat after he lost a bag of chips. Here is the judge talking about the incident, which was caught on video.
In the video, according to the officer, they see you taking this 6-year-old child, evidently putting his legs out and trying to keep from getting stuffed into the dryer. They see you trying to shove him into a dryer.
All right.
God.
I guess that trial is ongoing. I'm trying to find where it happened because it says Texas.
I'm going to say...
God, I hate
Houston.
paywalls.
Oh, man.
Going to say Houston, Harris County? I'll give you all of Harris County, okay?
I'll take Harris County.
I'm taking
DFW?
North Texas, either DFW, Denton, that area. Plano counts. All right. 6-year-old who had been locked in a laundromat dryer was found crying and shaking by Texas police after he was placed there by 3 adults as punishment for losing a bag of chips.
Chips made of gold?
Does not say what kind of chips. Hopefully they weren't Sun chips. Let's see. This happened at the High-Tech Washateria in Houston.
Washateria.
Wait,
La Washateria.
you're on fire, Alberto. On fire today.
2 for 2.
I will say the adults also look like just older kids. So take that for what it's worth.
Even harder to get them into a dryer.
No. The adults.
Who did
Oh,
this?
they look like kids.
They look like they're like 18, you know. A Royal Caribbean cruise ship got hit by a huge gust of wind and tilted to one side, and it was pretty dramatic, according to people who were on board the ship. On top of that, passengers were saying that a song from the movie Titanic was playing when it happened.
No.
Near, far, wherever we...
Oh, man.
It is that song. So here's one of the passengers on the Royal Caribbean cruise ship describing the song playing and then feeling the big gust of wind tilt the ship.
We were in the theatre and they were playing a Celine Dion song from Titanic, and we actually thought it was part of a special effects. The ship started to tip to one side, all the bottles and all the glasses fell off the bar, and we're like, wow, this is amazing. And then we realised, look at the crew's faces, this isn't special effects.
I love how...
No, this is a special effect. They're going to make it rock back and forth because we're on the, it's a tribute to the Titanic.
Right. No, not.
I love how uppity he was about it. He was like, this is so cool. The boat's about to sink. He's like, wow, this is an awesome feature. Because you've seen the videos, like the furniture moves around.
The actual passengers on the Titanic made a big joke out of it. Like they hit the iceberg, and a lot of the passengers, the first class passengers, ran up to get ice from the iceberg for their champagne.
Wow.
Had you ever heard of
that? Yeah, I have heard that.
I think they even depicted that in the movie.
I didn't know that.
In a brief scene. You could help the Australian government
finally
by using an app called Chart Your Fart.
Okay.
Not Chart Your Fart. Chart Your Fart.
Oh.
They're asking people to track their flatulence for 3 days to help scientists with the study. They are also asking people who aren't in Australia if you would like to do it. Here is CSIRO researcher Megan Rabuli talking about the Chart Your Fart program.
The sound and how loud it was, or
I'm sorry. Like, what kind of things do you have to write down? The sound, how loud it was, how squishy it was.
Yeah, was it wet?
the sound and how loud it was, or if there was much of an odor to it. It's not something that everyone's comfortable discussing, but it is a normal function of the body, and it's healthy. It's a sign that you're healthy.
So you can find the Chart Your Fart app and take place. I don't know how scientific I'd consider that, considering people could mess with the data. Yeah. Chart Your Fart. They want things like, how did it sound? They didn't say, how did it smell?
Single flatulation, every bit of wind I break. One gaseous concentration, every time that I make. One whiff and suddenly everyone leaves the room. Sometimes they happen in silence or just go boom.
I got a
you should start charting. You could be the celebrity farter.
Charter.
Yeah, charter.
Can I tell you something? What has been happening a lot recently?
Okay.
My stomach has been rumbling. I don't know why, but it's like making noises. I'm not hungry, but it's just doing it, and
it's shuffling things around.
And this girl I'm seeing keeps accusing me of farting whenever it makes a noise, and I said, no, clearly, but there's a language barrier, so I'm telling her, no es pedo, no es pedo. Is a rumble de estómago.
What?
Estómago.
That's how she says stomach. So I'm not really speaking Spanish. I'm speaking only Spanish. I had a call about a sound clip that we played on this very segment yesterday. So here's somebody who had a comment about one of our sound clips.
Yo, morning show. I'm listening to today's podcast, Tuesday's podcast.
Who do you recognize? Are you starting to recognize regular caller's voice?
Yeah, I don't recognize his though.
You might be
I recognize it. I just don't know what we call him.
I'm laughing at the comparison joke or the comparison that Buzz just gave. That one story with the McDonald's employee in the restroom and that lady trying to order some French fries. First off, Buzz, you're like spot on. That definitely sounds like Sanchez. Number two,
talking about our former coworker Lisa Sanchez.
Why don't you remind everybody the story that we were talking about?
What story
I will. Well, here. Okay, so a McDonald's employee had to go to the bathroom. He left his headset on, that takes drive-through orders. Well, a woman videotaped a very strange interaction where she wants a small fry, but the employee is in the bathroom and she doesn't find that acceptable. And she kind of sounds like Sanchez a little bit.
You're admitting to a customer. You're in the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom.
So I can't order a small fry?
We have to wait 10 minutes. I have to pee.
So can I just wait for you to get
miss.
Like when she laughs, she's got that smoker. I'm not implying that Lisa's a smoker. Only when she drinks, which is every day. But, there's kind of a Sanchez.
She's got there's a gravel there.
So can I just wait for you to get
Miss.
No, you're telling a customer through the headphone set that you're in the toilet.
We're not taking orders at the moment, ma'am.
Because you're on the toilet.
I have to pee. How can I take an order if I'm in the bathroom?
This is a bit much for me.
I'm not entitled to go to the bathroom because you want a small fry?
All right, so the caller agrees that it sounds like Lisa. Maybe Lisa was just on my mind because she came in one day last week and hung out.
Number 2, that probably was Sanchez. She is the type to record these interactions and post them up.
Is she? No, she's not.
No, she's not.
She's not really active on. She's not like an influencer or anything.
No.
Where was this? Was this here? I bet you anything. It was Sanchez.
It was.
You know what? Listening back to it, it does. I can hear what he's saying. That it's when Lisa gets really excited.
She's
laughing
and talking at the same time.
Half laughing, half talking.
That is today in Sound Clips for today.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 20th.
Today is the day on the calendar we celebrate botulism by shooting it into our face. It's Botox Day for the #1 cosmetic procedure. Just think how pretty you'll be for Thanksgiving. It's Pay Back Your Parents Day, so Venmo your dad, or pay back your grandparents in hard candy. It's Universal Children's Day, so even Martian kids get some love. And dye your eyebrows pink, it's National Absurdity Day.
Mine are already pink.
Rebel.
Boomer.
And that's your daily calendar.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday...
For more details, Southwest Honda dealer.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, coming up, we've got a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. It's November the 20th. Thanksgiving is 1 week and 1 day from today.
I can't believe it.
Nice.
Believe it, leave it.
I'm giving thanks for that.
You want to hear some neckline calls we've been getting?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, so in our app chat, thank you for everybody who is messaging us in our app chat. You just need to go to the KLAQ mobile app, download that wherever you get your apps, and you can message us directly. Joanna and I see those.
I just got an email, just like an email. I'm going to count that. I mean, even though we didn't say email, somebody just wrote an email to me that said they want the... Are you talking about the turkey? Or this is not related to the turkey
This
giveaway?
is not related to the
well,
turkey
somebody sent in a turkey feast entry via email, and I think I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Go for it. All right. So Nate says, hey, KLAQ, had something I've wanted to bring up that I've tried to speaking with Joanna in the past about. This year marks the, you're like, me? This year marks the 30-year anniversary, or 30 years that has passed since Alice in Chains had a concert at the Special Events Center, October 20th, 1992. I was wondering if anyone had any stories about the show, if anyone knew anybody that's attended.
Oh, I remember this guy. He called in yesterday to ask about the show, and then I asked him, well, do you want to go on air with Buzz to talk about it? And he was like, no,
not really.
I think he got a little nervous and was like, no, you know what? It's a stupid topic. I'm just going to hang up now.
Tell me what the topic is again. An Alice in Chains show?
There was an Alice in Chains
1994?
92 here in El Paso, apparently. And he wanted to know if anybody who worked here had stories about it.
God, Buzz that was his first year. He probably wasn't even at the show.
92?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now I was on the air at night when I first started here for like 6 months.
Nice.
I worked 7 to midnight.
Maybe Steve might know about that concert.
No, Steve didn't come till later.
Steve
but
wasn't.
He lived here, though.
Yeah, but he was off at college until we hired him.
That's true.
Here's a message. I guess this one's for you, Nico.
Hey, Nico, I'm proud of you, buddy. Good job on quitting smoking, man. I picked up smoking when I was 15, dude, and it wasn't by choice, you know. It's just hanging out with the wrong crowd. Not the wrong crowd, but You know, I
The
wanted
wrong
to be
crowd.
cool. Let's put it that way. To be cool turned into a pack a day. It wasn't until I was about 23 where I actually broke that habit, and it was the help of the sunflower seeds, too. But I jacked up my blood pressure, my cholesterol. Those things will you got to trade one for the other. But yeah, I jacked up my blood pressure. And you know, talking about Pete Davidson, yeah, it's pretty obvious that dude's an addict. He has butthole eyes. Just Google Pete Davidson.
Okay, we got you.
Butthole eyes.
Yeah, I've heard that before. All right. Thanks very much for the call.
Yes, I am giving up my smokes. I need to, but mine was never from looking cool or anything. It was like honestly just a stress reliever before going on stage or hanging out.
I have heard about the sunflower seeds thing to help with quitting smoking.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Have you tried that?
I have a bunch. Yeah.
Somebody brought you like a bunch of artisanal sunflower seeds.
That's our wonderful listener, Terry. And
I love Terry.
she was giving out these. She gave me the sunflower seeds because they had the weirdest flavors, and I couldn't believe that they made mac and cheese David sunflowers.
I think you're doing great, Nico. Despite what Buzz
thank
is
you.
saying,
Yeah.
Buzz is over here going, "I know you smoked yesterday." What kind of support is that for your friend, Buzz?
Oh, he's a terrible supporter.
Well, I just said I can tell that you smoked yesterday.
So he's doing it little by little.
Thank you. Just like how you said, well, I only had one beer yesterday. That's progress.
It was a tall boy, though.
So it's technically two.
It's progress.
I was so busy yesterday, I couldn't even find time to drink. Here is another call. And this caller is asking about something that I have kind of wondered, and I haven't brought it up on the air, but I wondered the same thing.
Hey, good morning show. You know what? I woke up today, usually around 2:30, or going to work at 4, right? And then as I stood in the shower, taking a hot shower, I was just thinking to myself, I wish
I was
only
not doing
a
this.
week left till Thanksgiving, and then a month left, and then I'm off for a whole ass week. You know, like counting down the days.
Dude, I'm the same way.
Do you think people call us even if they're stoned?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You've
so.
I would
mentioned
say,
it before and said, we don't care if you call drunk, stoned, in jail. Give us a call on the
You
next
wouldn't say especially maybe sometimes?
Back at my vacation. And
No, I'm the same way.
What's he say?
That he's just counting down. Look, we've just got the rest of this month and then another month, and then I get a whole ass week off.
No, for Christmas.
Oh, I get one for New Year's.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird. Why do you take yours the week of New Year's?
I like
you take yours a week of Christmas.
Yeah, you're gone Christmas.
You can all be gone. Stick Alberto here for Christmas. You can send him a fruitcake if you want to.
Well, we already have Alberto.
I'm ecstatic.
Me too.
I bet you guys are too.
Yes.
And also, I had a question. I haven't heard any Buzz or Nico play any of Big Daddy Delicious's calls. I wonder if he's still around. What happened to him? I haven't heard from him in a while.
I have not. It's not that I'm not
yeah.
playing them. I haven't received them.
That's right. We haven't gotten a call from Big Daddy Dealey.
If anybody knows, if anybody knows Big
Are
Daddy
you okay?
Delicious,
we're worried for
We're
him.
just
Check
now
in on
doing a
him.
welfare check.
Cucker has been calling in. He called in yesterday.
Thanks, Cucker.
Well, he's alive.
5 points
so
guy
that's
just
good.
called
Yeah, that's
in.
a good point.
yeah. If anybody knows who Daddy Delicious is in real life, check out. Maybe he just stopped listening to us. 'Cause
Maybe.
I have been rather sharp in my rebukes of him in the past. So I hope, but it did never really seem to bother him. He could take it as good as he gave it. So where's Daddy D?
I'm pretty sure it's a conscious decision because he's kind of annoying like Tucker.
Yeah, he kind of is.
I wonder if he's still calling in. Just a question.
I just want to know if he's okay. Let's go ahead and get to the Mo Show calendar daily almanac of events for today. It is November the 20th. And just like the caller there, counting down until we get a vacation. Let's find out what's happening today. Today is National Educational Support Professionals Day.
Support those educational professionals. Or is it educational support professionals? Oh, is that like teacher's aides, I think? That sounds about right.
Oh.
Today is Universal Children's Day. Falls on the 20th. And tomorrow, Nico, is the Great American Smokeout. So since you're already smoking, this is the thing that's been going on for like
This
50
is where
years.
you want to start smoking. For the
I don't know if that's helpful. If somebody's like, "Hey, this is the day you're not gonna smoke anything all day." I wonder if that works for people. Who
Also,
understand.
calling it the smoke out.
It sounds like you're gonna be smoking some ganja.
I gotta get that smoke.
Yeah, they really need to rethink that name.
Great American Smokeout should be on 420. Birthdays today include Joel McHale from Community and the host of The Soup.
The Soup.
53 today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike D from the Beastie Boys has a birthday today. He's 59. And actress Ming Na, who was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Mandalorian, is 61. And
She was
fit.
great. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love her. She's the voice of
She was
Mulan.
the voice of Mulan in the original cartoon.
And she was great in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was really good.
Oh, yeah. Actress Sean Young is 65. She was one of the androids in Blade Runner, and she was the transsexual cop in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. And star of multiple seasons of Celebrity Rehab. Bo Derek is 68. Bo Derek was the it girl. You know how like people are talking about Sydney Sweeney or whatever?
Yeah.
Bo Derek was it.
Also, first white girl to have dreads, I believe.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Bo Derek, 68 years old today. And Eagles guitarist Joe Walsh is 77. He also had a successful solo career. Had plenty of hits as Joe Walsh and also as leader of the James Gang. Birthday today for Norman Greenbaum, who's 82. He had one big hit. It was 1969. Going up to the spirit in the sky.
Oh.
You just thought that was a Speaking Rock commercial, but it was actually a big hit song by Norman Greenbaum, who's 82 today. And from the Smothers Brothers, Dick Smothers is 86.
It does what?
That sounds like a brand of wool underwear, Dick Smothers, doesn't it?
Hey, tone back up a little bit. Tone back up a little.
40 years ago, in 1984, the SETI Institute was founded.
The search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
They do astronomical research, and SETI stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And if there's like any light to be shed on UAPs, unexplained aerial phenomenon or anomalous phenomenon, I think we're going to get to the bottom of it with scientists like at the SETI Institute instead of all these congressional hearings. Mm-hmm. Here's a date I remember. Well, I actually remember the day after much better. The day after the ABC disaster movie The Day After ran on TV. An estimated 100 million Americans, at the time over half of all Americans, watched The Day After. They hyped this movie for weeks, and then it depicted the aftermath of a nuclear war. And the next day was a school day, and everybody was walking around kind of shell-shocked. You know, there was a tension in the 70s and 80s, probably going back to even the 60s, that, we're never going to grow up because we're getting... So when I hear, you hear young kids today like, oh, you've ruined the world, everything's going to be messed up by the time we're grown up. We had the same thing, except we thought we were going to nuke the Russians were going to nuke us.
Is that
That's
why?
Still a possibility.
Is that why the
more so now than it has been in like 30 years?
Pretty much ever.
Is that why the disaster movie that came out in the 2000s was
The
named
Day
it
After Tomorrow?
I love that movie.
You know, I never thought of that, but there's no nuclear holocaust in that movie. It's
it's like a global warming
Armageddon.
They do say that is.
That
I mean, a
actually
lot of
sparked-
movies are not very scientific. They say that The Day After Tomorrow is one of the most egregious for being non-scientific.
Yeah, you got
that stuff couldn't happen.
Robert Holguin telling everybody to
go to Mexico.
Get to Mexico.
Happy birthday, President Joe Biden, the president of the United States for a couple more months. Turns. Let's find out. Hey, look it up for me. What? 82. Biden is 82 today.
And he has decided to celebrate in the middle of the Amazon rainforest.
And we never saw him again.
Okay, so who put up that meme? Was that you?
It was me.
That was totally you.
Oh, yeah, with
Buzz, when we have one more segment, and then it's just Biden walking off into the Amazon rainforest.
That was funny. I saw that. I was like, wow.
Let's play. So Joe Biden has been a gaffe machine ever since he's been on the public scene.
Right.
You know, going back
Yeah.
to 1971.
Him and Corn Pop.
Yeah. He's just, you know, that was just part of his DNA is that he makes
That's who
gaffes.
he is.
His shtick.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, what is that, Joe? This is not like, so when people were talking about he's so old because he's sticking his foot in his mouth or whatever, I was like, no, he's been doing that for a long, long time, man. Do you want to hear a few more in honor of Joe Biden's birthday?
Yes.
All right, here's a few more.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Biden is a gaffe machine.
Taoiseach knows a lot about it. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive as your dad passed.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor, or Dr. Paper. In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
Hillary Clinton is as qualified or more qualified than I am to be Vice President of the United States of America. Let's get that straight. And quite frankly, it might have been a better pick than me. A man I'm proud to call my friend. A man who will be the next president of the United States, Barack America.
Barack America.
As Barack says, a three-letter word, jobs. J-O-B-S, jobs.
Franklin Roosevelt got on television.
When the stock market crashed, Hoover was president, and there was no television.
What am I going to tell the president when I tell him his teleprompter is broken? What will he do then? There's all kinds of old Irish sayings. At least my grandfather Finnegan, I think he made them up, but it says, may the hinges of our friendship never go rusty. Well, with these two folks that you're about to meet, if you haven't already, there's no doubt about them staying oiled and lubricated here. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up, Chuck. Let him see you.
State Senator Chuck Graham is in a wheelchair.
Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank you very, very much. I tell you what, stand up for Chuck. My passion to make sure this is done right, it may exceed my abilities.
And of course, this beauty.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, right. Now, if you're sitting back enjoying that because you're a Trump supporter, that's a lifetime. That's like one night at a Trump rally for Trump, right?
Yeah.
Well, I heard a brand new phrase, didn't know what it meant for days. When I got it, I had to say the meaning was risque. They said, let's go, Brandon, at the racetrack, at the ball games on TV. Let's go, Brandon. I looked it up on Google to see what it means.
As you can hear the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon.
They said, let's go, Brandon, at the racetrack, at the ball games on TV. Let's go, Brandon. I looked it up on Google to see what it means.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Holiday joy this season. USPS's Enhanced Network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
We've got a few different contests going on right now. The registration to go see Motley Crue during the residency in Las Vegas is still continuing. You can still register for that. And this week is the last week, however. So go to KLAQ.com, KLAQ mobile app, find about the Motley Crue Vegas giveaway. Tickets to the show on April the 4th at Park MGM. Airfare for you and a guest hotel. You get the 35th anniversary Dr. Feelgood box set and $500 spending cash. Listen for code words 4 times a day. So this is the last week, though, to register. Listen for code words at 10, 2, 5, and 8 during Loudwire nights. We've got Light Up El Paso. Hey, calm down. It's not what you're thinking about. It's Christmas lights. You get $1,000 just for showing off your holiday lights. KLAQ, Town Square, and First Light Federal Credit Union invite you to Light Up El Paso. You've got until December 20th. Share photos of your most creative, beautiful, breathtaking holiday displays and submit them using the KLAQ mobile app. You'll also find all the details and rules there on the app. Somebody's going to win $1,000 for just for showing off their decorations. Brought to you by First Light Federal Credit Union. More than a financial institution where banking feels like family. And the Thanksgiving Feast giveaway. We've got another one of these complete Thanksgiving Feast, $375 value from Rise Federal Credit Union. And we're still taking entries for that. You can drop us a voicemail. Let's see, I got one a few minutes ago that sounded pretty good.
Nice.
What happened?
I keep losing stuff. Here we go.
Hi, I just wanted to enter for the turkey Thanksgiving raffle thing. I really would appreciate winning because this last fall has been horrific. My grandpa died, and I found out my boyfriend of 5 years was cheating on me with his coworker that pretended to be our friend, and it's really disgusting, and I feel like I'm entitled to at least a turkey since I can't even get a new vagina after this. So.
What? By the way, you could get a lot of voiceover work.
You have you sounded like a child at first.
Right.
I thought it was a child until she mentioned her boyfriend of 5 years cheating on her with the coworker who pretended to be their friend.
Well, they've been dating since pre-K, so.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Coworker that pretended to be our friend, and it's really disgusting, and I feel like I'm entitled to at least a turkey since I can't even get a new vagina after this, so
I can't even get...
It's so disgusting.
Yeah, it would be great. Anyway, thanks. Oh, my phone number's 9.
Okay. Can't get your phone number, but...
She gets in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put her in there.
Oh, yeah, sure. She'd rather have a new vagina, but since she can't have that, she wants the turkey feast instead.
Give her that.
So, Joanna, is that a thing? Like, if a guy has slept with more than one girl, a girl feels
like she needs a
dirty?
Like, if you're with me and you're sleeping with someone else, yeah, now that's disgusting.
Well, that's what she said.
Communal penis.
Hey, do you remember...
That was my nickname back in the day.
Do you remember last week it was in the news that a FEMA employee had been fired for telling people don't go to houses with Trump signs.
Yes. Aren't they speaking out or something?
They fleshed it out a little more, and it was a really interesting segment yesterday as I was listening to this. So what they're saying is people knew because certain politicians had been talking very negatively about FEMA, and there were some concerns for safety. This is how they explained it, right? So FEMA's going around door to door, house to house. Do you need help? Is there something we can get for you? Because we're FEMA and we're here to help you. This is what they claim. There was an atmosphere of fear, and so it was kind of like just an unspoken rule. If somebody's got not just like a one Trump sign. Have you ever seen these houses? It's got like a 40-foot tall Trump sign.
They're saying
lights,
that if they saw one of MAGA and Trumped out, that they might be more dangerous places
to go to. Be aware going to one of these houses, especially. You've seen these MAGA palaces, haven't you? It's usually a trailer home, but they're not talking about one yard sign. But this is their claim.
Mm-hmm.
To avoid confrontation, maybe just skip those houses. They're not going to find it written down anywhere. I don't think, because everybody's saying this was just like an unwritten and unspoken rule. If somebody's like full-on MAGA, you have a chance of,
being hurt,
putting yourself in a dangerous situation. So there was.
Makes
what do
sense,
you think of that?
I think that makes sense.
So really, if that comes out, the FEMA worker who was saying don't go to people with Trump signs is really Trump's fault, because he was the one telling people FEMA is evil, or FEMA is trying to do you harm. And other politicians like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert were saying the government controlled those hurricanes to go hit these areas because they know there's a lot of Trump people there.
Right.
Just that kind of fear and uncertainty led to, according to some of these workers, them being too afraid to go to some MAGA houses to offer help from FEMA.
It's like how they told some animal service workers in Ohio to stay away from Haitians. It's very similar.
I don't think they did that.
Yeah, they said, don't go near those Haitian people.
I think you're making that up.
He's like, I don't
believe that for a second.
Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mess. Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mess. Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mess.
Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna Barba with today's Hollywood Cheese Man. Good morning, Joanna.
Oh, good morning. The first trailer for the live-action adaptation of the hit animated movie How to Train Your Dragon has been released, and everyone is so excited about it.
This is a milestone. They're now making live adaptations out of Disney movies that I never saw the original Disney movie. I've never.
It's not a Disney movie.
It's not Disney. It's a
DreamWorks movie.
Is that Pixar?
Get it together. No, Pixar is Disney.
It's DreamWorks.
This movie is DreamWorks. And
Shrek is DreamWorks.
And they're saying Disney is cooked because this looks amazing.
Yeah. And the live action version of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, is that going to be coming out soon?
Coming up soon.
Wait, did you just say they're making a live action version of How to Train Your Dragon?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, that's awesome. I like the first movie a lot.
That's a great movie.
Well, I mean, technically the dragons are still going to be cartoons, right?
No, they're casting actual dragons.
They literally got like an old ass dragon to do this.
Smaug.
The live-action movie features Mason Thames as Hiccup, Nico Parco as Astrid, and Julian Dennison as Fishlegs. Gerard Butler, meanwhile, will return for his role as Stoic the Vast, who he voiced in the animated movie. The live adaptation is written and directed by Dean DeBlois, who wrote and directed the original animated trilogy as well. The new movie flies into theaters on June 13th.
They just announced they're making a live-action version of Sing 2, so we got that one on the way.
Hell yeah, Sing 2 is a good movie.
You know How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah.
How do you train your dragon?
Oh, I thought you said drain your dragon.
No, that's right.
That was the answer you were looking for.
That's exactly what.
The leader of a New York City church where pop star Sabrina Carpenter filmed her provocative scenes for a music video has been stripped of his duties Monday after church officials said an investigation revealed other instances of mismanagement.
Yeah, so now we're finding the kind of things that could actually get a Catholic priest in trouble.
Okay, wait, is this the guy that let Sabrina Carpenter use the church?
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
That is exactly what she just said.
An Alberto attention span right there. Wow.
Yeah, you know what? You're Alberto for the rest of the day. Alberto, you've moved up to Nico's spot.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome, Nico.
Monsignor Jamie Giantiello was relieved of any pastoral oversight or governance role at his church located in the Williamsburg neighborhood of Brooklyn. The Bishop Robert Brennan said in a statement issued by the Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn. An investigation launched after the video revealed that Giantiello made unauthorized financial transfers to a former top aide in New York City Mayor Eric Adams' administration.
Wait, it wasn't Eric Adams, but it was somebody in his administration.
One of his top aides.
It was the police commissioner.
Which is already being investigated on charges of corruption. Giantiello's administrative powers were taken away after Carpenter's video for her hit song Feather sparked criticism last November.
It is interesting what will really get you in trouble
with the Catholic Church.
In the Catholic Church.
They're like, what did you do? You put
had
this pop
Sabrina.
star?
You had a pop star in church?
Really?
Wearing a skimpy little outfit.
Now, what was this other issue?
Straight to jail.
What if
abuse of children? Well, we'll give you a promotion and a transfer.
What if the diocese was like, we really just don't like Sabrina Carpenter?
Right? Her song is not that great. Were you locked out of the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight because Netflix was completely unprepared to handle the amount of streams?
Buzz was
worse than locked out. Worse, because it would play for 10 seconds and then it would buffer, so you kept holding out hope.
If somebody out there also had this issue where it would tell me, well, let's check the quality of your internet, and then it would go like through the step-by-step process, and
that's just gaslighting.
Exactly, because at the end of that little step-by-step process, it would be like, oh, well, it looks like your internet connection is all right. And I'm like, yeah, no, Netflix,
kidding.
It's you.
Quit gaslighting me, Netflix.
Well, apparently you're not alone, and now one Florida man is doing something about it. Ronald Blue Denton has filed a class action lawsuit calling Netflix's failure legendary. He's suing for breach of contract and other offenses and seeking unspecified damages. Netflix has acknowledged that some members had a bad experience, but they still consider the event a huge success.
Everybody I talked to had some issues one way or the other.
Well, they now claim 108 million people watched the fight.
See, that's a big enough thing that so many people saw it. It's a common reference point.
What was the number?
108 million.
108 million? That's a lot.
That is a lot of streams. The lawsuit comes just as Netflix prepares to stream an NFL debut doubleheader on Christmas with games between the Kansas City Chiefs and Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens and Houston Texans. Do you think they'll be prepared for that one? They'll probably be better prepared for that one.
I don't know. Beyonce's going to perform during the halftime, so get ready. Let's get ready to buffer.
If it buffers during Beyonce, I'm going to be so mad.
Hey, I just want to say, because in our prep today, it says, luckily, you didn't miss anything even remotely exciting. Yes, you did. The women's fight.
I didn't see the ending of the women's fight.
One of the most exciting and brutal and controversial fights I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't see the
because
intros
of the buffering
of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. What did they walk into?
Jake Paul was in a green lowrider, and In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins was playing.
That is messed up. And if Tyson had walked into In the Air Tonight,
I don't get that reference. And what's the reference to that?
In the Air Tonight?
Yeah, but why is that a Mike Tyson thing?
The Hangover. Did you watch the movie The Hangover?
Yeah.
When he meets the guys get to their hotel room, he's listening to that song, and then Tyson is all like, "Wait, this is my favorite part," and he does the drum part, and then they're all he's like, "Everybody sing it," and they're like,
"Okay, it makes a lot more sense now."
And then that's when he punches Alan.
When that part came out, and then Jake Paul starts to do the air drums.
See, I didn't see that. I would have loved to see that, but no, Netflix was a bufferin'. And now you can get into this class action lawsuit, I guess. Meanwhile, Sydney Thomas is a name you probably don't recognize, but you definitely know who she is. She's a University of Alabama student, and she was the ring girl at the Tyson and Paul fight. And now she is embracing her sudden rise to fame. After the match, Thomas shared that she was overwhelmed by the support that she received online, saying, quote, "I woke up to an overwhelming amount of love and support."
Oh, damn. She got 150,000 followers because in like
her social media following skyrocketed with over 627,000.
Look at Buzz. He doesn't know how to go to Instagram.
My brain is going, humida.
Like Buzz, go back.
Let me tell you how much
Proof
she
that
has.
America still loves boobs.
Buzz, go back.
930,000 followers on TikTok.
There were other ring girls. Why didn't they take off?
There was one other one that was next to him.
No, there's
multiple.
There was an African American
because
black.
The Claw
there was a
chose
black
that
one. There was a Latina. There was. I mean, they were almost like
every
Fox
flavor?
Force 5.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, sorry.
What?
You look
that
at those
little green outfit.
Yeah, the boobs.
The highlighter green one.
Well, she's finally busting out onto the scene.
Good for her. Fans also flooded her accounts with praise, with some calling her the best part of the event.
I gotta say, for all the ring girls, the fact that they had that frozen fake smile and it never dropped,
Never.
like even during the slapping thing with when Mike Tyson, that's Sydney Thomas, and that smile is like affixed medically. It seems like
add this to the
Stepford
list.
style.
Let's add her to the list of Sydneys with big boobs.
All right.
There's only two, but it's weird.
Buzz, go back. Go back, please.
Look at that pink one.
Go back. That pink one is nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
have all her pictures.
Press
up,
the back button for me.
That is a trailer park dream.
Press
there.
the back button.
Or just an average dream.
Damn.
Oh, man, that's the one.
And you know what? She's got a very lovely smile. It doesn't look very forced or fake.
It on her other pictures, but in the ring,
it was super.
Yeah, super. Everything was super fake.
Thomas revealed that she was discovered on social media, and this was only her second time as a ring girl.
Well, girl looks like that goes out to Vegas. There's a lot of stuff that could happen, right?
Yeah.
She's going to be real famous, I think.
Wait, what are you saying?
The possibilities are endless for her.
I thought those ring girls were all just hookers that they found out on the strip or something. Honestly.
So dumb. How dare you? 3 decades after audiences found out exactly what was inside the box, David Fincher's Seven is set to receive an official 4K Ultra HD release. Pre-orders are
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Pre-orders are ongoing for the film for the anniversary rollout on January 7th. To celebrate the legacy of the 1995 release, Seven will also be released in IMAX for the first time with a limited engagement at over 150 screens throughout the U.S. starting January 3rd. The 4K Ultra HD release will contain a number of bonus features, including commentary from Fincher and the film's stars Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, half a dozen deleted scenes, and footage of proposed alternate endings. While studios were concerned about the violent and shocking nature of the ending, the finale ultimately became the factor that solidified Seven as a staple of the genre. Buzz is not even paying attention.
Just looking more boobs.
Hey, they
Focus,
never.
this is the last story.
They never showed what was in the box, but we are to assume that it was Gwyneth
was her
Paltrow's
head.
head, right?
It had to be.
Yeah,
Because
it was-
he was the last sin, Wrath.
Yeah, Wrath.
Exactly. Because then he kills the...
Ooh. Spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
For a 30-year-old movie?
Also, kind of scared me a lot when I was little. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It scared me when I was little.
See, there were at least 1, 2, 3. There's at least 4 ring girls.
Buzz is still with the ring girl.
They're all doing their makeup at the same time.
Wow.
One more story, you say?
The last story, Buzz. Pay attention.
Yep.
The Duke of Sussex is debuting his new tattoo, courtesy of country star Jelly Roll. A social media video shared on the Invictus Games Instagram account showed Prince Harry sitting in a tattoo parlor when Jelly Roll shows up to give him some ink. Jelly Roll explained he thought he was giving the royal a tattoo for the Invictus Games, but Harry quickly corrected him. The two eventually made a deal where the Duke of Sussex would get a tattoo if Jelly Roll performed at the Invictus Games.
Prince Harry started the Invictus Games after he saw something similar in the United States called the Warrior Games or the Warrior Organization. So he started the Invictus Games. But this is a promo. But here's what happened.
I could not believe it when they called me and told me Prince Harry wanted to get a tattoo. He wanted me to give him his first tattoo.
No.
It's
Why
just
you
the
wearing
coolest
gloves?
thing.
Why are you wearing a glove?
We're giving you a tattoo about the Invictus Games.
No, I came here to ask you to do the Invictus Games. There's no tattoo in this. You give me a tattoo, and then you come and play the Invictus Games.
That easy of a deal.
All right, screw it. Let's go. Let's do it. Where you want it?
We got to go for the neck.
The neck? I was thinking like my lower back or...
Thinking like, here, let me just show you. What's that?
What does that say at the bottom?
The bottom.
Is that your name? Does that say Jelly Roll?
No.
You put your name on my neck?
You know what? I got to go. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in Vancouver,
Are you
Prince.
serious?
I'll be there. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I love
all
a
right.
neck tattoo in a guy.
You know, one member of the royal family had a Prince Albert, so.
The video concluded with the Invictus Games social media page announcing that Jelly Roll would be headlining Prince Harry's
All right.
event. And with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Let's find out more about. I mean, those are really two different people: Jelly Roll and
Right.
Prince
And
Harry.
Prince, yeah.
Greetings, it is Prince Harry. Ready to give yourself the same edgy look that I now have? Then come to Harry's Tattoo Parlor, where I'll give you all sorts of cool, edgy tattoos. Perhaps you'd like the Royal Crest of Windsor tattooed on your forearm. I can give you that one. Or maybe you want the Royal Crest of York on your buttocks. So cheeky. But I can give you that one as well. You there, what sort of tattoo would you like?
Yeah, I want a,
Perhaps I can interest you in the Royal Crest of Devonshire.
huh? Nah, man, I just want a bloody knife on my chest.
Heavens, why would somebody want something so foul? Here, I'll give you a tattoo of the Queen on your back.
No way, man, get away from me with that.
Do sit still.
No, I don't want that. Get away from me.
Afraid of the needle, I see. Harry's Tattoo Parlor. Come get your tattoo today.
Artist interview, Zoom music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Make more with yours. Compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Originating in El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
Since Joanna's in here with me today, that means she'll be doing the news coming up in about 30 minutes. We'll have news headlines on the way for you. Nico, something special for you.
A kiss.
I have the list of the 10 sexiest bald men of 2024.
Why would that interest me? I'm not bald.
You're working your way there. Though.
Joanna, My
Yes.
Chemical Romance's tour
Don't tell me.
sold out
No.
despite its high prices.
I know.
Why didn't you get tickets?
They were
Because
like
you know how I have bad
700
luck.
something.
Yeah, they were, first off, super expensive.
You didn't try and get Sanchez to help you?
Sanchez has great luck. I don't know if it's all luck or if she's doing something different, but she gets tickets.
If she and I, she's like not too far from me, so if we are like within a certain distance, she's gonna hug up all the luck,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't get tickets.
There's only a certain amount of luck per square mile.
Exactly.
I see.
She's like a witch.
My Chemical Romance's Long Live the Black Parade tour has sold out. It sold 365,000 tickets within hours of going on sale last Friday.
Yeah, I don't know much
You
about...
know what, My Chemical Romance, I am not afraid
When
to
I
keep on living, all right?
I don't know much about this band or whatever, but there's a guy named Gerard Way.
Yes.
I think.
That's correct.
Makes comic books, I think.
Who's a great comic book
Yes.
writer. Oh, I love his comic
For
books.
sure.
One fan's so the prices were inflated. One fan shared a screenshot from Ticketmaster for a show in Chicago. The standard admission was $299 without fees, but if you bought a pair, it cost you $773.
Damn.
After taxes and fees.
Hot damn.
Another fan said the cheapest ticket for the Boston show was $230. Each of their stops has a different artist. Alice Cooper, Death Cab for Cutie, Devo, Garbage, and Evanescence are just some of those that are going to be opening for My Chemical Romance. Did you really? Are you playing it up, or are you that big a fan of my
No, I love My Chemical Romance.
MCR?
You could not tell that Joanna gives off the vibe of like emo.
She gives off that vibe totally.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that it was.
Okay, thank you.
My Chemical Romance was probably like a big part of her high school life.
It was. I love them.
EGOT winner, Miss Rita Moreno, is getting her own Barbie.
Do your Rita Moreno impression.
Don't do a. I want to live in America. Have lots of fun in America.
I thought you would just do your Rosie Perez.
No. So an EGOT means you've won in your career an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Yeah.
And she's won each of those, and some of them multiple times.
Amazing.
Excuse me, they're called Anthony's.
The Tonys.
Yeah, and this is her ahead of her 93rd birthday
Wow.
for Rita Moreno.
She's still acting.
And she's still great.
Oh, yeah, she's still going strong. She was in El Paso for the film festival a couple of years ago.
When she tried to bang Tom Brady in that one movie, she was spectacular.
What the hell was 80 for Brady?
Yeah, 80 for Brady.
That's a good movie.
Because 90 for Brady didn't alliterate quite as well. What's going on with Diddy? Is he still in jail?
He is.
Oh,
yeah.
so I do have an update in the sense that the prosecution claims that they need to keep Diddy in jail because they have evidence that he is planning to bribe or blackmail potential witnesses.
They've even claimed that he has accessed other inmates' cell phone. Why don't they just take everybody's cell phone when you go to prison?
Well, if you're on good behavior, you got to.
Okay.
I don't know.
That he used somebody else's or multiple other people's cell phones to reach out and make contact with witnesses. Probably to bribe. That's what I'm thinking. Diddy seems more like a briber. Although, didn't he have somebody shoot somebody one time for him?
Yeah, Tupac.
Shine. No, not Tupac. And Joanna, I know that you're interested in this story. The horrific, infamous Willy Wonka experience earlier this year in England. The man behind that infamously bad Willy Wonka experience has been placed on a sex offenders registry. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Do we have a spill?
Knocked over my coffee. It'll happen.
Nico, take care of that. Jesus.
So anyway, the guy who put on the Willy Wonka experience has to be on a sex offenders registry. So do you know what could get
That
you
is terrible.
on a sex offenders registry in the UK?
Oh, in the UK, what?
Well, he is accused of. Let me see if I get the story. See, I think everything.
You are distracted right now because of this.
I think I have lost. No, it's not distracted. I think actually I spilled
Your
coffee.
mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, Buzz.
Yeah, I need to fix this. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
We'll get a break. I got to clean up this mess. Every now and then I knock over coffee and it just short circuits the board sometimes.
Yeah, look what you did.
It is definitely short circuited my mouse. But I'll come back and tell you more about this because basically he did what everybody in America, I guess, does: sent unwanted D-pics.
Oh.
Isn't that just called social media
it's
now?
illegal.
Is it? Has
Yeah.
it always been illegal?
No, recently it's
Recently
become
made it illegal. All right. Let's take a break. I'm going to get this mess cleaned up. Also, they made a list of the 10 sexiest bald men.
Great.
And I want to make sure that Nico's here to hear
Nico at Jimmy and Top's My List.
So we got more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show. After a quick cleanup here in aisle 4, we'll be back with more right after this.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus. Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I think I've dried out most of my work area. I mean, I spilled the whole every last drop. It was bad to the last drop. I don't know, gesticulating, like my hand went over and knocked the coffee cup.
Oh, you should be gesticulating in private. I've wondered for a long time though. Have you ever spilled before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, it must be something because I'm pretty clumsy and accident prone, but I have never seen you spill in your work area anything. This is like the first time I think I've seen you spill something in your work area.
It happens. And if it gets in any of the machinery, that could be a real problem. So I might have to replace it. I had to replace the mouse pad. Joanna gave me her favorite mouse pad to use.
Yeah, she's like, don't ruin it. Also, didn't you just took some random towel from her space?
I did, but it looks like a standard dish towel. I didn't think she would
miss it too much.
No, not really.
I'll take it home and have my girlfriend wash it and bring it back to you.
Thank you.
Because you're paying her to clean your house.
What a beautiful relationship you have with your girlfriend. Are we calling her your girlfriend again?
Give me a week, all right? I'll get back to you. So there have been suspensions for both of the female fighters on Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight night on the card. This was the most brutal, bloody fight, most exciting fight definitely of the night.
Why
maybe
are the
of
suspensions
year.
coming after the fight?
Boo.
Irish boxer Katie Taylor is set for a mandatory 30-day suspension. They're not fighting within 30 days, so what are they suspending them from? They can still train, you know. I don't know what the suspension necessarily means. The judges' scorecards all reading 95 to 94 in Taylor, the Irish lady's favor, have sparked controversy, particularly given the points deducted for headbutting Amanda Serrano. Serrano expressed her frustrations post-fight. You know, the post-fight when they get in the ring is really interesting because if there's any controversy, the other be like, she cheated, the only way she could win was by headbutting, and then go hug the person that they just talked. So they do that like in the middle of the ring. So that was going on after this fight.
Oh, did she kind of bring up the headbutting in the interview afterwards?
Serrano did a little bit, but it was her, I don't know, trainer or whatever. Some guy was like, she can't beat her without cheating, and that's exactly what she did. And then you see him go over and give the woman he was just talking about, Katie Taylor, a hug. It's really weird. And I guess fighters usually hug and sometimes even kiss after a fight. Serrano said she kept headbutting me, but we knew from the very beginning, the first fight, it's not only my fight, she did it with other fighters. Okay. So what is Serrano being suspended for?
Right? Like, she
Amanda
almost lost an
Serrano
eyelid.
will also be suspended for the same amount of time. How is that fair? She didn't headbutt anybody. I didn't see her headbutt.
Well, she got headbutted. It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango.
I am coming up with a plan for next week. Friendsgiving, Blackout Wednesday,
Hell yeah.
the actual day that you got to spend with your family. The walk you go on with a few other adults in your family.
The pre-meal walk with cousins.
What are you laughing about?
The quintessential walk.
Yeah.
What is your Friendsgiving?
Well, no, any Friendsgiving. So you know what Blackout Wednesday is, right?
Hell yeah.
Where you get messed up.
I can finally do a Blackout Wednesday for the first time in so long.
Blackout Wednesday is when you go out with your friends who are back in town. Maybe they moved away, but if you're college age, you might have friends in college and they come back, into El Paso for the holidays. So you go out and you drink a lot on Wednesday night.
You get messed up.
So it doesn't always work out this way, but I'm just putting it out there. You could continue Friendsgiving on Saturday by going up to Las Cruces and seeing the Miners play the Aggies.
Yep.
You know, Steve's been saying for weeks that we've already had the last Miner home game, but this is, practically a home game. So talk to your friends. You're out drinking. Do you know there's one bar that I used to go to that they close after Wednesday night before Thanksgiving because it's mostly a beer garden. They close after Friendsgiving for the winter.
You're talking about the bar by your house?
Yeah, of course. Blackout Wednesday. So they're counting on Blackout Wednesday to help them get in the black, But you could just tell your friends, hey, we're having so much fun. Then you go Thursday, you spend that with your family. Friday, you recuperate, I guess. And then Saturday, you and your friends go up to Las Cruces and see the Miners.
Yeah, check out the game.
The Miners are 2-8. The Aggies are 2-8. The Miners have a good chance of getting a third win this season. This Saturday, though, they play number 10 ranked Tennessee.
I was just about to say.
So if there are any survivors from that football game, Miners got a pretty good chance against the Aggies this year. So just put it out there for you.
Hey, I got some neckline calls.
Okay.
All right. This is about your spill mishap.
Happens to the best of us.
It happens to everybody.
Yes, it does.
Hey, Buzz, I got 2 words for you, bro. Sippy cup. Or Yeti cup. It has the lid. It won't spill.
Gave you options.
Okay. Not making a lot of that out there. You got any more calls?
Yeah, one more.
Hey, Nico, if Buzz's girlfriend is cleaning his house, then her name must be Consuela.
All right. No.
Okay.
I think that was 5 Points guy, too. It sounded like him.
No, hold on. Replay that. That's a bad joke.
That was definitely 5 Points.
That was definitely 5 Points guy.
Yeah.
Is he talking about Consuelo from Family Guy, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
What else are you talking about?
No. Mr. Buzz not here.
Mr. Buzz,
No. Now you're seeing it.
All right. Let's talk about men who look good bald. Because I have here.
Oh, you know what? Also in our app chat, Alex.
Do you wait until I start?
No, but this is about the topic about we were just talking about. Their medical suspensions. The girls were getting suspended. That it's pretty normal.
That sounds
after
punitive when they say it's a suspension.
That is
right?
pretty normal after fights.
Oh, okay. Well, why are they reporting it like it's a big story then?
It's not because of foul play, though. They're saying.
Okay.
There's a list of the 10 sexiest bald men in the world, and Danny DeVito is on it.
Nice.
Nico, do you want to hear which of your fellow Pelones made the top 10
I don't
list?
know what you're talking about, but sure.
Coming in number 1, Prince William.
Yep, I get compared to him the most.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What kind of bald guy are you? You feel more like a Prince William than a The Rock, for instance?
Yeah, definitely. Although, people come up to me all the time and they go, why does Buzz make you sound way more bald than you are? And I'm like, well, because it's easy to make things up about somebody when you can't really see them.
Or people,
Joanna, has that happened to you before too?
Yes, people are like, is Nico really that bald? And then I'll show them like a picture of you and they're like, he's not that bald.
Buzz
Actually, your hair's looking pretty full today.
I appreciate that.
people in El
looks nice.
Paso are generally kind, to people
Stop being
suffering.
such a dick. Why stop being such a dick? People.
I know guys way balder than that.
Yeah, people come up to you all the time.
who are
People
like
come up to you all the time and they're like, Buzz makes you sound like you were completely bald.
Okay,
like guys that like are holding on to that little string of hope.
Let me just explain that's Nico hanging on to that
No,
little
he's
string.
not.
Yes, he is.
It's only in this little top area right
A lot
here.
of bald guys you see were balding and just decided, F it.
Do you ever just do some hat fishing?
No, I don't wear hats too often.
Girls
Yeah,
don't
you
like
don't
it.
wear hats.
Shaq, sexy bald man. Surfer Kelly Slater.
Okay, we don't know who that is.
Kelly.
No, you would see it. If you saw Kelly Slater, you'd know who that is.
Yeah.
Terry Crews.
He's all right.
Who, Kelly Slater?
Yeah.
Terry Crews, you know who that is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Number 6,
I
Danny
love him.
Danny DeVito. He's got like that little
Yeah.
ring,
And it kind of like
Like a
comes
monk?
out.
He's
On
gotten
the
even
sides.
crazier with it because he's just letting the sides and the
Yeah,
back grow.
exactly.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
He should be first.
Well, he had hair. Remember Pulp Fiction? He had that big, greasy-looking afro, right?
I don't think he grew that himself.
You think that was a wig?
Actually, I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been. But I've seen him in movies where he did have some hair.
Yeah.
French soccer coach, how do you say this name? Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry. Oh, he
Stanley Tucci is on the list.
Stanley Tucci is
I know
so
who he is.
attractive.
He
and
is?
sexy. Yes.
The actor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think my friend Matt looks like Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, he's single?
It's Matt. It's Steve's brother.
Oh, I don't know him.
You don't know Matt
Oh, it kind of
Kaplowitz?
does look like him, huh?
Right?
Yeah. I've seen him around.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's
Vin
kind of
Diesel,
like.
shout out.
eh.
What about Toretto? I'm just kidding.
So
That's the list of sexiest bald men?
it is.
What the hell's Jason Statham?
Yeah.
Wow, Shrek didn't even make the list.
Where's Nico at Jimmy on that list?
Where's
Nico
Dr. Phil?
Jimian, number one in my list.
Ah.
So Nico, just take into account those guys have less hair than you, but they make it work for them. So
much less hair than me.
what is the main thing keeping you from just
Nothing? Just, because
His hair is
I still have
fine.
You're
hair.
in a position that my friend
why
Matt
are you
was in
such,
like
why
20
are you
years
such
ago.
a dick?
I have a bald bit that I wanted to play, so I
Okay.
needed someone to get into.
Yes, it's true. We can do all the things that you can do. We are bald men, we're strong and proud. We are bald and we're singing a song out loud. We are bald men, and that is that. On a first date, I typically wear a hat. We are bald men, through and through. We can do all the wonderful things that men with hair can do. Also, we're more generous in bed because we have to be.
All right. See, it was all worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Coming up, Joanna Barba has our news headlines on the way.
The El Paso Police Department needs your help. Do you recognize the Dapper Beer Bandit?
Dapper Beer Bandit?
Dapper Beer Bandit. I'll let you know more next in news.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
But we can't your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
We got a really busy 9 o'clock hour today, so in about an hour. Let Steve know that if we're going to do any sports, see if he could come in before 9, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. God, thanks for the app chat messages, everybody. People have a lot of bald comparisons they've been giving me. Deshane says, I look like a dollar store version of Larry Fine, a young Larry Fine.
From the Three Stooges.
Yeah, Buzz, why don't you tell everybody who Larry Fine is?
Come here, porcupine.
He would be bald.
I got a joke for Nico. Nico, why do bald men have holes in their pockets?
Why?
So they can run their fingers through their hair.
That's kind of gross. Because the only hair you would have would be downstairs. People are saying, Buzz, you said Thierry Henry's name wrong.
I asked you, how do you say this name?
It was not the no, not
Henri.
It's the Henri part. They said, yeah.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Nitpicking.
Somebody else says that I'm not bald. I just have the McDonald's golden arches going on. Widow's peakish. Yeah,
I call it the horseshoe.
Shut up.
You got a horseshoe, but you don't feel lucky.
I do not have a horseshoe yet. You're just lucky you have great
Have I
hair.
ever told you my dad, when I was growing up?
Your dad was bald.
But when I was growing up, he was bald on top. He had that ring of hair like a monk, like Friar Tuck does, like around.
Mm-hmm.
But he had one, my dad used to have curly hair. And there was one curl, and it was right in the center of it. Look, Nico, where I'm pointing. And that was his calling card.
I know. So didn't you tell me that he didn't even shave that up until he passed him balding? Like he still had that one hair. He would always
had that one, and it was sticking out, and people would comment on it, and he'd go, well, I can't shave it off. That's the last of the Mohicans there.
Also, people don't know this either, probably, but that your dad was Native American or part Native American.
Well, listen, before I go on the record with anything, everybody in Oklahoma claims to have Native American ancestry. It's just something you do.
say.
But my dad says that his great-grandmother was full Creek Indian.
Oh.
But I mean, we're not on any rolls or anything. We don't get any casino money or anything like that. So, you ready to get to our news headlines for today, Joanna?
Sure.
Let's do it.
The fun is about to begin.
Well, I don't know if it's all going to be fun. It's the news after all. Here's Joanna Barber.
Right.
Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
Anything I need to play for you?
If you hear something,
sure.
let me know. I forgot. I got so busy with the beer bandit.
I had to look up this picture of the dapper beer bandit, and I got to say, pretty dapper.
I need you to look up I sent you the link to the FitFam post so that when it comes up, when I get to the story, you can play the song that they chose for this one. But to start off, the U.S. has called on Russia to stop its irresponsible rhetoric after President Vladimir Putin updated his military's nuclear doctrine, lowering the threshold in which Moscow may use such weapons.
Joanna, did you send it to my email?
To the Skype. Buzz phones. Click on Buzz phones.
Oh, I got it on Alberto's Skype. Got it. All right, so they changed their nuclear doctrine.
Yes. In a major escalation, Ukraine on Tuesday fired U.S.-made missiles into the Russian region of Bryansk. The attack marks the first such use by Ukraine since President Joe Biden gave the green light to strike targets deep inside Russia with the American-made weapons. Notably, the U.S. has closed its embassy in Kiev as a precautionary measure, but has not adjusted its nuclear posture in response to Russia's policy shift. U.S. officials also say there are no indications that Russia is preparing to use a nuclear weapon in Ukraine.
I'm American, so I only learn how to pronounce foreign places if we get involved in some kind of war or something. So it used to be called Kiev, like
Kiev.
chicken Kiev.
I was just about to say.
And now it's Kiev.
Oh, Kiev.
Yeah, I guess we've been saying it wrong all along.
I've been saying Kiev.
There's so many ways you could say it, I guess. President-elect Donald Trump continued his string of unconventional cabinet picks on Tuesday. He selected his transition co-chair, Linda McMahon, to serve as the next secretary of the Department of Education.
The wife of Vince McMahon?
Yes, her. Mm-hmm. Exactly that woman.
Well, she was in his cabinet in some capacity.
I think so,
last
yeah.
time
She
around.
could be tasked with overseeing the department's dismantling after the president-elect repeatedly called for abolishing the agency on the campaign
Which
trail.
agency? I'm sorry.
Department of Education.
Okay. All right.
Trump named...
Okay, but Linda was not in charge of the Department of Education. That was a mega donor named Betsy DeVos.
Oh, right. That's
and
true.
she's the family that started basically modern pyramid schemes.
Right. Trump named his other transition co-chair, Howard Lutnick, as his pick to lead the Commerce Department. Television personality and actual surgeon Dr. Oz.
There we go.
Was also tapped to oversee the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
You know who's probably really snubbed right now?
Who?
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Ronnie, whatever his name was. Remember?
Ronnie.
The White House physician.
Well, he's
now a congressman.
He's a congressman.
Yeah, well, so was Matt Gaetz. He's going to have to, and Matt Gaetz resigned.
Matt Gaetz resigned.
Oh, they leaked some of the witness testimonies, so they have sworn testimony of people who are willing to testify that they saw Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, Matt Gaetz, engaging in sex with a 17-year-old high school
and
junior.
Receipts of
receipts
of every transaction.
So, when you're saying, well, what kind of evidence? We've got receipts. That means you've got solid evidence.
And that's not just slang. They have literal receipts.
You just have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was playing a game earlier with Nico as we're in this period of Donald Trump's political appointments. When there's a new one, I'm going to make it a game. Do I have Trump derangement syndrome, or did Trump actually do this? And I did the Dr. Oz with him, and he thought that was fake. He said, that's got to be fake.
Not fake. We've got the real world and Dr. Oz coming to our government.
I like what Alberto said, though. Dr. Phil is probably feeling pretty snubbed as well.
Yeah, right, because didn't Dr. Phil go and endorse him and everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he took back the endorsement, though. I'm not too sure.
He said sigh.
He was like, whoops.
Remember Dr. Oz ran for senator in Pennsylvania, and he lost to John Fetterman, the guy who looks like Shrek.
The guy who always just wears hoodies.
Yeah, hoodies.
Yeah. Imagine losing to that guy.
He is our first goon American elected official.
I don't want to continue on the Trump derangement syndrome thing, but an Italian village is offering homes for roughly just $1 to Americans who want to leave the country following Donald Trump's victory. After Trump was elected as the next president.
Let me think. Could I see myself in an ancient Chinese villa?
Chinese?
Living it up
Italian.
I don't know why I said Chinese.
Neither.
Italian. I could be living like Dickie Greenleaf and the talented Mr. Ripley.
Right.
After Trump was elected as the next president, many Americans expressed a desire to move abroad in order to distance themselves from policies that the president-elect will likely enact in office. Yes, Nico?
We could live in the Piazza de Medici.
The piazza next to the bridge of Versailles.
Yes.
Now, the Italian island of Sardinia is making such a move easier by specifically targeting Americans to get them to move to the quaint village of Olalai.
You know, there's a type of fish named after Sardinia.
Oh, yeah?
Herring.
Wait, hold on. I got it.
That's a great recycler. Shut up. That was a good joke for you. That was a pretty good joke. I didn't expect
misdirection. That's what it's all about.
No, but you used a good example.
Right?
Yeah.
There are 3 housing options available to Americans. Some digital nomads may secure free temporary housing, while other folks can purchase a home requiring repairs for roughly €1. The properties that are ready to live in
that's like $1.30 actually.
Are priced at €100,000, which would equate to around $105,000. But for €1, you could have this home that needs a lot of repairs, but
I'm not
you'd
considering
be living in
leaving
Italy.
I'm not considering leaving the country.
I'm not leaving.
I didn't make any claim that I was ever going to leave the country.
I've never said that.
But I do speak
Trump
Italian.
2024.
I'm very happy to be living in America, Trump 2024. Thank you very much.
I do speak pretty fluent Italian, though.
You do?
Gabagool over here. I'm maroon. Hey, Stugats.
The over here is
Forget
Italian.
about it.
Over here.
That's Italian.
Of course it is. It's in every movie about Italian Americans.
Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it over here.
Comcast.
Fluent.
That joke earlier was very good.
The
I'm still
herring one?
surprised. Yeah, the herring one.
Oh my god!
Like you on a
Yeah, but it's just a swim.
I can't
it's
wait
a
to edit
simple,
that one
It's
out.
just a simple twist of expectations.
But it was a nice.
It's a- you
it
know
was a
what?
nice.
Unsuspected.
It was a nice abstract. I liked it.
You know what makes a joke better? When you dissect it.
Yeah, I think so.
I know you're making me regret writing it down as a
Normally, your jokes are like pretty good C to B's pluses, but that was a nice A.
Nico's giving you a good grade on that
Yeah,
joke. Look at
C
that.
plus.
He's grading.
He's going to be talking about it all day.
I feel like we're belaboring the joke at this point.
Oh, that makes them funnier. That makes them even fun.
Comcast is expected to announce a big move today. The company is reportedly moving forward with spinning off its cable network channels, including MSNBC, CNBC, E, Sci-Fi, Golf Channel, USA, and Oxygen. The major omission from that list is Bravo, which will reportedly stay with Comcast since its content is heavily featured on the Peacock streaming service. It's not a money issue, though. Comcast reported last month that third quarter revenue for its media segment was up almost 37%, thanks in large part to the Summer Olympics. The spinoff will take about a year to complete, according to sources.
You don't have Comcast, right? Where are you going to get your golf channel?
So
Where
they're
do you get
taking
the
golf.
golf
It's on. What do I have? Skynet? What the hell is mine called? I can't remember.
Yes. You have Skynet, and the Terminators will be coming.
Yeah, I don't know what I have, but of those channels you missed, you mentioned the Golf Channel is one that I watch
Golf
every.
Channel.
I do watch
Notice
it
how
every
I
week.
included Golf
Yeah.
Channel in that one.
Thank you. Oh, I figured
what?
out my swing.
Oh, God.
Remember, I was going to quit golf because my
Oh, yeah.
score had gone up like 5 to 10 strokes,
Yeah,
and I couldn't figure it out. I finally figured out I wasn't rotating my hips properly.
Yeah, well, Chubbs
Well,
told us
it's
that.
all in
Yeah.
the hips.
Chubbs told us that from the very
It's
beginning.
all in the hips.
I've never. Let me see you shake your hips. I never.
wow.
I don't think I've ever
What a
seen Buzz
request.
like shake his hips.
What do you mean in a golf
Yeah,
fashion?
in the golf fashion. Let me see what you do.
So you want to sit up here. You want to have your, the right
Okay,
posture.
he's doing
Swing
posture.
back. Now the thing is, you don't.
Oh God, can those hips please lie? Please lie to me.
When you come up,
Those hips
Finish
say lion,
strong.
baby.
No, please start.
that's how you do it. So
It's all in the hips.
Do you ever go?
the guy.
Get into your.
Go to your home.
Go to your home ball.
Are you too good for your home? Why don't you get in your home?
I do that a lot with my nephew. We quote that movie a lot.
The sequel's coming out.
I've
and
heard it.
apparently everybody's just not dead is back.
Mm-hmm. True.
The guy who played Jaws in James Bond can't be back for it.
No, well, he's the guy that has the nail in his head the whole time.
The guy with the nail in his head is boss. You remember?
Where was I? In today's edition of Products No One Asked For, we shine the spotlight on Pizza Hut's new tomato wine. The wine has been designed to capture the essence of your favorite slice in every sip, made from ripe, juicy tomatoes and infused with basil. The tomato wine is made in cooperation with Irvine's Just Beyond Paradise winery out of Kansas. Reportedly, it offers an aromatic blend of fresh herbs and
Nothing better than
spices
Kansas wine, let me tell you.
with rich
It goes barbecue wine.
Well, it goes France, Italy, Napa, Kansas.
It has rich sun-ripened tomato notes and a subtle hint of toasted oak, reminiscent of perfectly baked pizza crust. According to Pizza Hut, its taste is similar to white wine and it's best when chilled. And finally, El Paso police are searching for a dapper-looking gentleman who they suspect is a serial burglar targeting convenience stores in the east and far east side of town. According to Crime Stoppers of El Paso, the El Paso Police Department is looking to identify and catch an alleged beer bandit believed to have hit 3 convenience stores up and down North Zaragoza in the last 5 months.
Yeah, so...
I want you to play the song that they have for the beer bandit.
Where's the song?
It usually has a little thing.
Maybe you need to go to the first one.
Yeah. It had Rico Suave playing.
Okay, all right. Rico.
Rico
Suave.
The dapper beer bandit.
I'm looking at the picture. Pretty dapper.
I mean,
well-cut trousers. I don't know if they're Taylor or not, but...
I love how he's just like on the phone the whole time.
He's
while
just on his phone.
taking
He's
the
just
beer.
walking out with Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, right. If you're going to steal a
Michelob
beer, that's what you
Ultra.
choose?
And barely any. It's like a 6-pack or
That's
something.
like not
That's
even a
a-
full 24-pack.
That
Like
might be
it's
a
like
12.
Well, that's a
though.
12er.
Grab them all.
What's wrong with us? The
They have
Dapper
problems.
The Dapper Beer Bandit, as they call him, first allegedly stole beer from the Circle K located at 12190 Montwood Drive ahead of Independence Day on July 3rd. Then again on September 30th at around 2:30 a.m. from the Elan gas station located at 2100 North Zaragoza. And once more on October 12th at approximately 3:30 a.m. from the Circle K located at 129 North Zaragoza.
Look at that timepiece he's wearing on his wrist. Look
Yeah,
at that. That's like a big,
I like that first comment on there. Where it's like he's stealing beer after spending his paycheck at Express.
Wow.
Nice.
No, that's a he's on point. I mean, that's a good look for the modern
Oh,
gentleman.
look, he was update. He has been identified.
He
That's
has
hilarious.
been identified. You know, the real Fit Fam is like
Yeah.
like
doing
our,
God's work out there.
It's like the local CNN.
It kind of
It's
is.
it's like the El Paso TMZ.
Also,
It is, yeah.
it's like our eye in the sky. Like they have eyes on everything and like crowdsource
Yeah,
information for
mainly
everybody.
because it's crowdsourced. Everybody sends in great videos and stuff.
You guys want to hear
It's
what
really
the-
community based, you know?
the police told me about FitFam and criminals on FitFam?
What's that?
Yes,
That-
Alberto, I do want to hear.
They're like, okay, so when my bike got stolen, Kevin was
right.
pressuring me to like call the detectives, even though I knew they don't care.
Oh
So-
yeah, a stolen bike.
Exactly.
Did they even show up?
No.
They told
And
you to
so-
come down and file a report.
No,
Right?
they'd be like, well, when they got stolen and I called, they were like, well, when someone frees up, we'll send someone. Because
Yeah.
they hear a bike and they think it's a regular bike, not what it was. But long story short, I called them and then I told him like, okay, well, this is what's happened.
Well, it was a
He's been-
motorized bike, right?
Yeah. And he's like, I was like, he's been identified on FitFam. This is who they think it is. And then the guy was like, oh, well, don't ever do that again. Don't ever post anything like that on FitFam again, because now his lawyer, if we ever catch him, and we're not, if we ever do happen to catch him, which we're not going to, and his lawyer, which we're never going to charge him, because if his lawyer could just be like, why can't it be any of these other names on here? Because when you post people, there's always other people saying, oh, no, it's this guy. Oh, no, it's this guy. So a good defense attorney will just be like, oh, look, why can't it be?
I mean, it
this
sounds
guy?
like whoever you spoke to was trying to avoid sending anybody out or doing any, devoting any time or man hours to your problem at all.
Meanwhile, Alberto's bikeless now.
Yes, but what I'm saying is this guy may actually get off because of FitFam.
Wow.
If what the cop said is true, his defense attorney will just be like, well, why can't it be any of these other names? You're saying it's my guy. Why
Was there any photographic proof
'cause
of
they
the
have
guy
photos.
who took your? Yeah, they have
Yes.
photos of this guy.
Yes.
and
And
they
that's
had
what-
photos of the guy who stole your bike.
Yes, and that's what the cop said.
All right.
So
Well, they found the
But-
Dapper Beer Bandit.
Buzz, why don't you talk about this as somebody that lived through the 80s? Like
the crack epidemic.
Beer runs were a thing.
I never hung out with anybody who did a beer run, but I'd heard of them. They're big deal. They're a much bigger deal, or at least they make the news more in El Paso than they did where I lived, any place I lived previously.
Are you saying that they didn't do it, or they just didn't get caught?
They just don't go on the news.
I don't know if they did it as much, but it just didn't make the news.
Yeah.
So I was not really acquainted with the idea of just going in, grabbing a beer, and taking it off.
God, in high school, I feel like high school or college, people were saying like that was like always the hazing or the thing that you would get somebody to do if you were trying to get them into the frat or the sorority.
Yeah. Start off with a
beer run.
Start off with
a beer run.
I'm trying to think. Would that be a felt? No, it'd be a.
I don't know. It's still a messed up move.
The worst. The people I hung out with was trying to steal like the big pepper shaker from Pizza
Olive
Hut
Garden?
or something, or a menu from Olive. It's just stuff like that.
Anybody have a friend with all of the numbers
Stop
from
signs? I had a friend, like dorm rooms, you'd go in, it's like, what's this yield sign? This is like careful construction crew at
Were
work.
you trying to say the
stole this?
little
the
tents
Whataburger,
from
the
Whataburger?
tents from Whataburger.
I have a friend who has like a whole wall.
Yeah,
them.
I have a friend like
Yes, app chatters. I realize FitFam has identified the beer bandit.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
With your news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Can you tell us about the Dapper Beer Bandit?
What's his name?
Like, what
Yeah,
is
they
it-
didn't tell me
What
his
does he
name.
do?
Right.
Yeah,
How does he have so much money to dress
To be
nice,
so dapper?
but can't afford to
How's
buy
he-
some Michelob Ultra? Also, if you're going to break the law, why do you break it for Michelob
For
Ultra?
Michelob Ultra beer.
Get something with some
bandit.
alcohol in it, for God's sake. Dapper Bandit.
Morning, all. Long-time listener here. Big fan. I have a question about that FitFam holding that thing, the political thing.
This was a story from last week. FitFam is going, along with El Paso Matters, are going to host the mayoral runoff
Forum.
debate.
The forum.
Right.
Wow.
FitFam is going to be part of it. So
Right.
there's Bob Moore, maybe the most respected journalist in El Paso.
Great man, yeah.
And I guess they're going to send over some guys from FitFam.
I have to disagree with that because FitFam has a lot of people blocked for being opinionated. So if I wanted to watch it, I couldn't because FitFam has me blocked.
Well, I don't.
Oh my God! How do you get blocked
Blocked by
from FitFam? I want to know.
You have to be pretty opinionated.
Yeah.
It's probably like
So
borderline racist.
it's not going to be exclusive on FitFam. In fact, they might.
Right, it's
you know,
not
I
gonna
don't-
be
I
exclusive.
don't
They
know
might
if they're going to.
stream
They might
it.
stream it, but the idea is it's a public forum. You could
You can go
could go
to it. You wouldn't be blocked in person, sir. But I want to know what you did.
Yeah, why is FitFam gaining this kind of credibility? Kind of.
Listen,
the
it may not
community
sit.
has-
It may not sit right with you. I'm a little uncomfortable with it, but FitFam is kind of
It's a community
a
staple
prime
now,
journalistic source in El Paso.
A little bit of a joke. This is probably why they have me blocked. But I don't know.
Wait, what was that? Let me back it up just a little bit.
Kind of a little bit of a joke.
Yeah.
This is probably why they have me blocked. But I don't know. What are you going to do, right? All right, man. Yeah.
No, call back and let us know what you feel like you got blocked.
What were your opinions that you
I've
were
never
saying?
heard of anybody being blocked on FitFam
Right?
before. But this is not. They might stream it, but that's
They might stream it, yeah, but it's a public
incidental.
forum
It's a
that
public
you can
forum
go
you can
to.
the thing, right? Mayoral runoff.
Also,
between,
it's not just FitFam doing it; it's El Paso
El
Matters
Paso
as well.
Matters going to do it as well. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got a really busy 9 o'clock hour, but we've also got some Felipe Esparza tickets to give away.
Yay!
January 31st, our buddy Felipe Esparza, who won season 7 of Last Comic Standing, is going to be performing at the Plaza or Abraham Chavez.
Great Plaza.
And tickets are on sale already. We'll have a pair of tickets. You know what? I've already brought it up. Why don't we just go ahead and give away the tickets now for Felipe Esparza? Okay. Felipe Esparza. Here you go. Let's hear some stand-up and give me caller number 10 on the studio line. That number is 915-910-4995. 915-910-4995. And we'll set you up with tickets for Felipe Esparza in January.
Like growing up, I didn't know I was poor. I didn't know how poor I was till they transferred me to another school. And me and my friends were the only ones in that school standing in line for free lunch. And I was out of breath. Oh, I ran for nothing. Never first. We didn't know we were poor. We felt sorry for those kids. Hey, that's sad how they all have to pay. Losers. We started dancing, yellow tickets. People could tell we were here illegally. Especially other Mexicans. They were calling us wetbacks. It's weird, Mexicans calling other Mexican wetbacks. But we don't know English. We don't know what wetback means. We thought wetback means welcome back.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. Oh,
World of possibility. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
Oh, that the bumper music reminds me. Happy birthday, Joe Walsh of the Eagles. Guitarist Joe Walsh turns 77 today. As a member of the Eagles, he was there for a lot of their big hits, Hotel California.
Did he get along with Don Henley?
You know, I think his there were other members of the bands that butted head. I bet a lot more. I think Joe was somebody that everybody was kind of cool with.
Cool.
Right. But anyway, Joe Walsh, 77. Also, a great solo career. He had a lot of hits as Joe Walsh and as the leader of the James Gang. And it is President Joe Biden's birthday today.
Nice.
The lame duck president turns 82 today.
Quack.
One of our favorite shows of the last decade and a half, Joanne and I am talking about, was Parks and Recreation.
Yep.
We're going to have one of the stars on in about 15 minutes.
So excited.
Yeah. So there's a new book called Welcome to Pawnee, and I'm going to keep it a secret as to who it is. Okay. You know, it could be Jane Kalamazoo. It could be Perd Hapley. It could be...
Yeah, Heard with her.
I liked Parks and Rec for the first couple of seasons, 3 seasons.
See, everybody says the opposite, that the first season was not great, and then they really caught their stride on the second season.
I usually recommend, if you're going to start at season 3.
Oh.
So you think the two first seasons, that was when Brandanowitz was.
I like Brandanowitz.
Yeah, I don't have anything against Brandanowitz.
Brandana quits.
Let's see. I got a neckline call. You can call and leave us messages anytime. And really, there's no limit on what the subject could be. Questions. You got a am I the a-hole scenario? Definitely call 24 hours a day, the neckline. That number is 844-805-NECK. 844-805-6325. Let's pick one up.
Good morning, Mo Show.
Hello.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna, Nico. Yeah.
Alberto.
Anyways, I just want to know what you guys think, what you guys thought about the whole UAP, UFO debacle that happened the other day. They brought out a lot of interesting points, a lot of which the government supposedly had revealed to us, but is now, comes to light about that they're just still hiding more stuff. So I just want to know what you guys thought. Have a good one.
Is that true? So
they haven't brought evidence.
There's no evidence.
I mean, it's like testimony, but if this would be the biggest story of human history, if we find out that there are aliens that have become Earth.
Let's play a game. Let's play devil's advocate. I will be one of the scientist guys from the committee.
By the way, the main guy is Lou Elizondo, and he definitely has a science background.
So my name is Lou Elizondo.
Hello, Mr. Elizondo.
I worked for the government in very deep secret research programs.
We know that much is true. He definitely worked for counterintelligence. He had a very high security clearance.
And the government is trying to quiet and silence me.
Okay.
Because of the things that I have seen.
All right. Well, show us some of your evidence. What do you have here to present?
I don't necessarily have any of that. But that's because the government...
Not even a convincing photograph?
They wouldn't let me have it.
We're oversimplifying this. So people made a lot of claims about this Navy video where they can't identify but it's a blip. I mean, when you look at it, they're and believe me, these were Navy flyers, so I know that they're familiar with
blips.
Unusual radar signatures or anomalous things in the air. They're in the air a lot more than most people.
Well,
but
at the committee, they were showing things like
when you
orbs.
watch the video that I'm talking about, the Navy video, it looks like Pong on an early black and white set. I mean, yeah, there's a thing, but it just looks like a what's the word I'm looking for?
An orb.
Well, now the orb is something else. Let's see. Elizondo claims. And once again, he was an intelligence officer. He was in the military, and his background was in science, microbiology specifically. But he claims that he was recruited by Pentagon officials to manage security and counterintelligence for a deeply classified UFO research program, and subsequently embraced ufology. The difference between
I'm a ufologist.
The difference between UFOs.
Where did you get that degree?
Ufology states that, okay, there are these unidentified phenomena in the sky, they're aliens. I mean, it goes full in. Although Elizondo says they could be trans-dimensional travelers.
I guess I'm going to put myself in the place of this listener and be like, no, the government definitely is lying to us. They definitely are lying. You don't think the
government is definitely lying to us about many things.
Yeah. You don't think they would lie to us about aliens?
Yeah, they would. Sure, they might try, but how are you going to keep that secret if millions, it would require millions of people in the government and the military to agree to keep this secret.
I know. I can't even play this character.
Right. You can't.
I don't even believe it.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Bill Clinton couldn't keep a job secret. You know what I mean? People talk. Also, Elizondo got hooked up with the Blink-182 guy, Tom DeLonge, and the Skinwalker Ranch people. And, it's kind of hard to take you seriously because of the company you keep. He might be a true believer. He sounds like a true believer to me. But if you go in front of Congress, I would expect Congress, do you have any evidence? Do you have any solid evidence?
Well,
and it seems to be mostly that video from the Navy.
Or I have a source in this place that has claimed this.
It seems like a pretty big secret. I do agree it would be the biggest story in human history. It requires a little more evidence than just that he believes or has seen or
I've heard.
I mean, what claims did they make? That they've been working on alien craft to reverse engineer it? Elizondo believes in the Roswell crash incident, alien abductions, and alien implants. According to Elizondo, he was also involved in the Men Who Stare at Goats program.
I was just about to ask you about that. I was just about to ask you because I saw that he was in a remote viewing, and that's part of the Men Who Stare at Goats.
They made a movie out of this book by John Ronson called The Men Who Stare at Goats.
And
it was
liked
like this
the movie. And it was weird, but I liked it.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
They would try and kill
the dude.
goat.
Who was the dude? Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, he was in it. They would stare at a goat, trying to kill it just by staring at it. So that's where the Men Who Stare at Goats. And I guess Hector Elizondo, Lou Elizondo, was a part of that, which, again, is just really damaging to your credibility. Do you remember how George Clooney would practice his psychic abilities in that movie? Cloud bursting.
Oh, yeah,
He would stare up at clouds and make them dissipate using just the power of his mind. So, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, to you, does that seem scientifically feasible or rational? Because to me, it does not quite meet that standard.
I'm pretty sure most of the results from the Men Who Stare at Goats project were considered a failure and unsuccessful.
Well, so a big part of that book, I read the book by Ronson.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. The big part of that was they became convinced that the Soviets were making progress in extrasensory
so it was like an arms race with psychics?
Apparently, there are people who say, yeah, that was Soviet propaganda and misinformation to get the America to waste like a decade and billions of dollars studying psychic phenomenon, and nothing ever came of it.
That's hilarious.
Or is that what they want you to think?
Exactly. And really, they have a Wanda Maximoff somewhere.
So, yeah, I mean, I would love to know. I guess there's some unexplained things, but I don't think these congressional hearings are really going to lead to anything. At some point, you got to say, well, maybe there's just not aliens. Maybe they just don't exist. Also, why aliens? Why not ghosts? Why not demons? I mean, if we're talking about things that we don't have any proof of even existing, how about unicorns?
The same thing, man.
It's the same thing people have been seeing through the centuries. They're all aliens. How about
aliens from the future?
How about sleep paralysis? That seems a lot more likely to me.
Hey, did we get a winner for our Felipe Esparza tickets?
Yeah.
Who won our tickets?
Mr. East.
Mr. East.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you want to know?
No, because we got a neckline call about it.
Oh. What did they just want to know if they...
Yeah, they said I didn't know if I won. It sounded like I might have been the right caller, but I think my call got dropped, so I didn't know if I could get the ticket still. Just wanted to be sure. And the name is here, so it's, I don't know.
I got We got a guest from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Would you be more excited, Joanna, to talk to somebody from Parks and Rec or from The Office?
I guess depends from who.
What
from
seasons?
What seasons?
Or which
Which character?
Like, I would take Dwight Schrute over. No, I wouldn't take him over Anne.
No, right.
Or Ron.
Oh, especially not Ron.
I mean, I guess there are some minor characters.
I would maybe take Dwight over Ron.
Over
Nick
Ron?
Offerman?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get Karen Filippelli, you get a double. You get a whammy.
Oh, that's true.
You
Yeah.
get a crossover.
Good reference there,
Yeah,
Alberto.
thanks,
You're kind of catching the tempo of the show here, man. Right on. Jay Leno was wearing an eye patch because he fell down a hill. Well, it's a hill that's 600 feet and hit his head on a rock.
He's over the hill.
Jay is going through a lot. You know, his wife, Mavis, who was with him from way before he became famous, is suffering from dementia, so there's a conservatorship thing going on, and Jay's still working all the time. But let me tell you, I think some people soured on Jay, especially after the Conan
thing,
stuff.
yeah.
But Jay Leno was spotted on Monday in Beverly Hills with an eye patch and bruising on the side of the face. Turns out he fell down a hill 600 feet at a hotel that he was staying at. So he was out on the road. Here is Jay explaining more.
The restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car. So you had to go walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill. Dow! And then I fell down. Boom, boom, boom.
He just did a homer there. He made his show that night, so he was banged up pretty bad, and he still did the show. Here, let me hear a little more from Jay.
Well, I was staying at a hotel. It was on a hill. I said, where's a good place to eat? Oh, the bottom of this. So I went out. The restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car. So you had to walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill. Dow! And then I fell down the hill, hit my head on a rock, knocked me in the eye. Well, I did the show, and then when I came back to L.A., I went to the hospital. Well, it was only a couple hours before the show. So it's not that big a deal. Well, the great thing about this age, you don't learn by your mistakes. You just keep doing the same stupid thing.
How old is Jay? Jay's somehow 74 years old, but he's had a lot of mishaps just in the last 2 years.
Yeah, what's going on with him? Put him in a bubble.
But I want to point out, Jay Leno would have had an excuse for not doing his gig, but he still went to the gig. When he got back to L.A., then he went to the hospital once he got back in Los Angeles. So in 2022, just a couple of years ago, Jay severely burned his face while working on a car in his garage. And in 2023, he broke several bones when he got knocked off his motorcycle, and now he fell off a mountain. It almost sounds like Jay Leno might have pissed off Putin or something, doesn't it?
Or some type of luck god.
Yeah. Anyway, we have the audio of Jay falling down the hill. It's like a 6-story building. 60 feet is like a 6-story building. Oh, no, he's still falling. It's like he landed on a ledge and then fell more.
It's not that big a deal.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, one of the stars of Parks and Recreation on the way with us right after this.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Parks and Recreation was a TV show that Joy and I really, really enjoyed. We thought it was sharp and clever. It stars Amy Poehler. And
Rashida Jones.
And they had a lot of breakout stars like Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
First got famous as Andy Dwyer.
Right.
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
Is another
great.
one. So our guest today is actor Jim O'Hare, who played Jerry. But then they find out that his name was Gary.
Terry.
It's like he's such a nice guy. They mispronounced his name, and he never corrected anybody because he was so nice. Hi, Jim.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Is it Jerry or is it Gary? And was there something at the end? We find out there was like a third switch as far as Jerry's
there
name.
were technically 5. There was Jerry, Gary, Larry, Terry, and then even Barry at one point near the very end when Chris Pratt had a Johnny Karate show. Yes, 5 different names in one series.
Every time I see Pratt in some blockbuster movie, I'm thinking that's Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin, yes. With about 30 extra pounds on him.
Yeah. What a charming show and what a seemingly awesome cast to work with. And your book kind of verifies that for me. I read some of it.
Oh, you know what? It was, I hate this term, but it is the correct term. It is very much a love letter to the show because I'm, if anybody looks me up, I've been on a lot of shows over the years. I've done a lot of different things. Yep. And Parks was just a special place. And I thought I'm going to let the world know. And our 10th anniversary is coming up where we've been off the air. So
off the air, Tim.
Off the air, yeah. So the timing seemed right. And so it's just a lot of stories of behind the scenes and a lot of pictures that people have never seen before. And the cast and the crew and the creators were so generous with their time, and they all helped me out with this book. And it's a love letter, and it's such a, I don't know, kind of a Pollyanna term, but it really was a special place for 7 years.
I got when Amy put, or I don't know if she put it out, but the Pawnee book that came out while the show was still on, I got that one and read it. But this one seems a lot more behind the scenes.
Yeah, that one was more for the show itself.
In universe.
Mike Schur created, one of the co-creators of the show, he created that book for the show. And this one is very much what was going on, how the show came to be, how we got cast, the different crazy stories. Because when you work like somebody with like Chris Pratt and Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler, crazy stuff happens. And this book is very much behind the scenes. We all just kind of fell in love with each other pretty quickly. And so there's a lot of just fun stories about how it all happened.
And it's an ensemble, the main cast is an ensemble, but also some of the secondary and tertiary characters in the background, when some of these people would show up, like the 2 DJs, and just everybody just firing on all cylinders all the way through the thing.
Every time the cast, I think the people, and the casting director, Allison Jones, she's in the book too. She also tells how we all got hired. But you're right. What is it? The douche?
Something in the douche.
Yes, Ira in the douche. And then we had Mo Collins, who played Joan Calamezzo, who I think is one of the most ridiculous, fun characters that are out there.
And Mo Collins, what a talent. What a talent.
She's one of my gals in real life. Mo is one of the
that's
best.
awesome.
She's a super talent.
I always loved it when Jane Calamazzo, and also Have You Heard with Purd? That was a great.
Heard with Purd, Jay Jackson. Exactly.
So what is the name of your book, Jim?
The book is called Welcome to Pawnee, Stories of Friendship, Waffles, and Parks and Recreation.
Aww. So the only complaint, there's only one, the only complaint people have, and I felt it a little bit, I don't like that they're so mean to Jerry.
Yeah, why are they so mean?
But then you told plenty of stories.
And I hear it a lot, but here's what I'm going to say. They always had Jerry's back when it really counted. And I know that sounds crazy because, yes, he was the punching bag. Nick Offerman's character, Ron Swanson, did a talking head, and he said, every office has a schlemiel and a schlamaz. In our office, Jerry is both. Like Jerry had it covered across the board. But they had his back when it counted. And also, you got to remember, they gave Jerry the greatest life of anybody. My wife was played by Christy Brinkley.
Right.
Yes, and then he had these 3 gorgeous daughters.
Each daughter a beauty queen in her own right.
Exactly. Yes, they took after mom, not dad, as we know. And let's face it, they gave Jerry, as not to be too graphic here, but a huge penis. So it was all good. They took care of Jerry where it counted.
Jim, is it true that you originally auditioned for Ron Swanson, right?
I did. And you guys, everybody did. This show had a lot of heat around it because the network, it wasn't just a pilot where you do one episode and see what happens. The network had said to Mike Schur and Greg Daniels, we're giving you a series, like start shooting. And so everybody wanted in on this. And so I went in for Ron Swanson, and I can't imagine anybody other than Nick Offerman.
It's going to be
playing the
Nick
role
Offerman.
because
No, nobody could do it. Yeah.
Nobody could do it. And actually, I have a rant in the book. There is a rant because the fact that Nick was never nominated for awards for that role, an Emmy or a SAG award or a Globe, and not the awards or the be all end all, but he was doing work that wasn't being done by anybody else, and that always bothered me.
Nick is getting a lot of work.
Yeah,
I mean, he's made out well.
The only one I haven't heard about is how is Chris Pratt doing? Have you heard about it?
I don't know. A few indie films here and there.
Maybe. I worry about him.
Not much.
Listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you something that I shouldn't share, but I'm going to tell you.
Please do.
I let him cut my lawn every Wednesday. I throw him $20.
Well, it's a kind of thing a big star does to some of their lesser stars to try and help them get by.
He just had another baby. It's like, come on.
It's like how Harrison Ford was George Lucas's carpenter or something.
Exactly. He does little odds and ends at my house.
Now, you did tell a story. Jim O'Heir, who played Jerry or Gary on Parks and Recreation.
Mr. Gergich.
There was one of the, probably Aziz's character, Tom Haverford, was the meanest to Jerry. And I think you tell a story in there where you tell him, it gets a laugh, therefore it's okay.
I am all about that. First of all, I love that kind of humor. And some people don't, and I understand it, but I love busting balls. I love getting my balls busted. So, for me, if you sat and watched me on with my poker buddies, you wouldn't believe what goes on there.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I would say, and Chris Pratt also, he'd be like, Jimmy, this one sounds really mean. Are you sure you're comfortable?
Oh, Chris was the one. Yeah, Chris is kind of a goody-goody.
He's such a sweet man. And I'd be like, okay, two things. One, I think it's hysterical. And two, we're all making some good money. Let's shoot this thing. So yeah, I had no problems with it, literally none.
And you also talk about some of the you'd do a for fun scene. You'd redo the scene just for fun, but with
we
cameras
would call
rolling.
it a fun run. After every scene, we would do a fun run, and that meant anything went. And I mean, clothes went sometimes, wigs went. Red had a wig fly off one time, and I really believe it's what kept us so close because we got to play together every single day.
Oh, that's so cool.
And to this day, we have a thing called the Parks Family Text. We're still in each other's lives. Last week, it was all about Pratt's new baby, Ford. So this was really was a special place to be, and we've all stayed super tight ever since.
One of my favorite viral clips is of one of the bloopers, I think.
Is it the comeback?
The comeback, right.
Story? Oh, the Kardashians.
I could tell it, but it's going to ruin it for you. Just look up Chris Pratt, Kardashian comeback. It'll take you right to the thing.
One of the greatest moments, and let me tell you, that is the kind of stuff that went on every single day.
What a fun work.
So Jim loses it.
Yeah, it's a good place to be.
Jim loses it. Nick Offerman loses it. I don't remember what Retta's reaction to it was, though. She remained. I mean, you could tell she thought it was funny, of course.
Well, she was very much like this is going to make the blooper reel. It did. And actually, they gave us the blooper reel after every season. They would create a blooper reel for the rap party. Right. And I don't know how that reel got out, but it's all out there, which I love because I think it shows what a great time we were having.
Joanna, let's make a case that for somebody, the holidays are coming up. Sometimes you're really busy, but also sometimes you got extra time. Is Parks and Rec right now, start season 1, binge that over the holidays.
Yes,
people would say that we did not steer them wrong, right?
Of course, yeah. We did that to Lisa, and she started and loved it immediately.
Yeah, right. We have made converts for you, Jim.
I love that. And they will learn things like Galentine's and treat yourself and damn it, Jerry. There's a lot of fun things to learn.
Damn it, Jerry.
Real quick, does anybody, because we only have about 30 seconds, are there any businesses in Pawnee that you wish existed in the real world? I'll start it out. The low-cal calzone zone is one that I wish existed.
I wish we had a
Paunchburger existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paunchburger.
Yes. I mean, there's places out there like it, but when you can get a quadruple burger with a piece of pizza on top of it, that's a lot.
Joanna, your favorite store?
I would love for us to have a harvest festival like they do.
A harvest festival.
Yeah, we nailed that.
Yeah, right on. Well, Jim, we're big fans, and it's just been a real treat speaking to you today. And the book is called Welcome to Pawnee.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jim.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
Process fast. Visit RexMD.com right now to get started. That's REXMD.com.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Go Sports! Athletics are number one. Participants are heroes. Go team, yeah!
The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
All right, we're joined by Steve Kaplowitz, the Hall of Famer, from our partner station 600 ESPN El Paso. Good morning, Cappy.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hey,
So
I was
I'm listening
complimenting
to-
Steve on his jacket or pullover
It's
here.
a quarter zip.
It's a Columbia. It's a very nice brand, and it's embroidered.
So let me explain this real quick.
He gets those embroidered.
Where are our embroidered ones?
So here's what we did. Let me explain this real quick. We broadcast live from Radio Row in the Super Bowl every year, and what we usually try to do is before we go, we try to get something for everybody to wear that we buy and then we get embroidered.
So you're all matched?
Yeah.
So you're those dorks.
But
Yes, we are.
Buzz, you could
How dare you.
Buzz could like invest in getting us some pullovers and then
Oh, he
embroidering
totally
them
could,
for
right?
all of us.
But you guys
So-
don't go out.
Then we would have.
I go out. I do
I go out,
remotes.
yeah.
And we
The
do
show
events.
doesn't.
So here's
What I'm
what,
saying is go.
here's what we did. Adrian went to the Columbia outlet store, picked up like 4 of these for like $20 each, and then we've got Pearl to embroider them for us. So he did the embroidery. So the whole thing cost us like $25, and we've got Pearl, Pearlman. So yeah, the Pearl. So we ended up just having these good looking.
See? Yeah, you look very nice.
Thank you, appreciate that. And we do that. So we try to do. We'll go to either to Costco or Sam's or go find some really good looking, like shirts that have no logos on them, and then we'll just embroider them up. We'll buy them and mark them.
So when I first started in radio, the first 2 stations I worked at had attire that you were supposed to wear, and we were all supposed to wear station jackets. And these were satin jackets with
Nice.
your name.
Did it have
in
like
cursive?
Was it like
stitched on.
starter jackets?
Wow.
Remember those satin jackets back in the 80s? The really popular satin starters?
I know that they were a crime against fashion. For a fact, I knew that even back then.
Do you still wear?
I would be like, I lost it, or it shrunk in the wash, or whatever, and they'd keep getting me new ones. And it's like, guys, I just don't want to wear this ugly ass jacket.
Do you still
But
wear
that's
those?
sharp. That's sharp.
Appreciate
I like that.
Do you still have Zubaz?
What's Zubaz?
Remember when Zubaz was really popular in the like 90s, and they made all those like workout pants with Zubaz? You don't remember what Zubaz looked like?
I don't remember.
Oh my God! I'm willing to bet money you probably at some point in your life had something like this and were wearing it too. Here, check this out. This, my friend, is what we call Zubaz. All right, here, look at this. There it is. That's it. Just like that. You ever have those?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. No,
You never wore
no,
those?
but I used to see them.
Oh, they were so popular.
I mean, there were a lot of fashion victims in the '90s.
There
No doubt
were.
about it.
How about would you ever wear those, Nico? Zubaz pants like that?
I think now they would be like popular.
Oh, you totally should get some.
I think Rex Kwon Do wore Zubaz.
You know who wore these a lot? When you would go to the gym and working out in the 90s, all the guys that were like really buff, they would have these, they would be wearing this like shirts and pants, and they were all Zubaz patterns. So, yeah.
Well, Cappy, maybe you can explain this to us. Katie Taylor, the Irish fighter who fought on Friday against Amanda Serrano, has been suspended for 30 days.
Really?
And Amanda Serrano has been suspended. And somebody called in and said, oh, it's like a medical leave, but they don't call that
medical suspension.
A medical suspension. Do they call it a suspension? He said
So-
it's not that unusual.
It's not. It happens after every fight. So this is something that after every fight, there is like a 30-day window where you can't fight. And
Well, then why are they reporting it as news?
I don't know.
You know,
I mean, it's the norm. It happens just about after every single fight. There's and it really shouldn't use the word suspension because suspension sounds like
it says mandatory. It says mandatory.
Okay. Irish boxer Katie Taylor is set for a mandatory 30-day suspension. Nobody schedules a fight within 30 days of your last fight.
No, it never
unless
happens.
you
Not
gotta
after
be,
that. Not after that fight, too.
unless you're a real
especially.
palooka, a tomato can.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
That's right.
What the hell's a palooka?
hell?
A tomato can?
A tomato can is essentially like a bum. When you fight somebody and they're so bad, you just beat them in like 30 seconds and then you're ready to keep fighting. So something like that. Yeah. You've never heard of
Amanda
tomato can?
Serrano will also be suspended for the same amount of time. What would they suspend Serrano
Why
for?
did she-
It's not okay, listen, it's not suspension. Like it's not like they failed a drug test. It's just in boxing after a fight, especially a fight like that, they want to protect you so you don't go back into the ring. Not like they're going to go and fight in 2 weeks, but that's that's a normal thing. I just hate the word suspension.
Well, when I heard suspension, I thought
sounds bad.
I thought, well, of course, she's suspended for headbutting with Katie Taylor
No.
during that fight.
No.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
Have you heard that Evander Holyfield says that he would be interested in fighting Mike Tyson again?
No, stop it. No.
Right.
Oh,
I thought Evander Holyfield is like starting to suffer like either Alzheimer's or dementia. No.
Does anybody ever, when you hear a retired boxer doing commentary, it is obvious they got scrambled eggs up there for brains, but nobody talks about CTE in boxing the way they do in football.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be as bad at least.
Well, because probably the point of boxing is to hit the head, whereas in the point of football is
some
not
of these
to hit the
guys,
head.
some of these guys
When they
who
talk,
are
you
really
can't-
well spoken as younger men are just.
I think it was like
mush mouth.
Wasn't it like Thomas Hearns, who years ago when he started talking, you could not understand a word that basically was coming out of his mouth? I mean, it's just
I
the way
know
things are.
Sugar Ray Leonard was very conscious about sounding like he had a
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali was one of the great talkers of all time. But
he
at
would
the end of his life,
Well, he had
got
Parkinson's. And once he had Parkinson's, he was just,
All right. So anyway, you always hear about CTE. Former players sue the NFL all the time. I haven't heard about a boxer suing professional boxing, really, because there's probably nobody to sue.
No, that's true. I mean, and we've seen CT in professional wrestling. We know that. So remember when Chris Benoit, the sad tragedy with him killing his family? So yeah.
Hey, I got our Cowboys liner for this week.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
This Sunday, the Cowboys head to Washington. Cowboys are on a 5-game losing streak. I don't like doing this, Cowboys fans. It's my job. I have to talk about it.
You want me to do it for you instead? I can make it sound good.
Oh, nice.
All right, here we go. Despite the losing streak, all but 3 of their wins this season have come on the road. And the Commanders are on a losing streak of their own because they've lost their last 2. So something's got to give. In fact, our broadcast of a game where someone's streak gets busted starts with the pregame show at 10 o'clock.
On Sunday?
On Sunday. That's right. Dallas Cowboys football on the Q is brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, 915 Tours and Border City Ale House, the home of 600 ESPN El Paso's Monday Night Football watch parties with guess who? Yours truly.
Yeah.
There we go. And by the way, Dak has had his season-ending surgery, so yes, well, it'll be Cooper Rush. I wish it was Cooper Kupp quarterback in the Cowboys, but Cooper Rush will be under center. Although, would you like to see Trey Lance right now?
Would I like to see Trey Lance right now?
I'd like to see Trey Lance. It's time.
If you're not going to win anyway,
By the way, have you heard
Give him a shot, I guess.
Did you hear Deion Sanders' reaction to the Michael Irvin story where he mentioned Sanders for the Dallas job if the team moves on from Mike McCarthy? Did you hear what Deion said?
I did not.
Listen to this. I'm happy where I am, man. I've got a
Colorado's.
Yes,
Okay.
Colorado. Here's my favorite, though. He goes, I've got a kickstand down. You know what a kickstand is? That means I'm resting.
Oh, I thought it was your.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, that's what a kickstand is, right?
Yeah.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
He goes, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic about where I am. I love it here. Truly do. Huh? So there you go. So kickstand down for Deion Sanders. By the way, I've never heard that.
You don't think Deion Sanders would be interested in coaching the Dallas Cowboys? And do you think that's even a realistic...
I think that wherever Shador goes, Deion could be a package deal. I do feel... And by the way,
I've got questions about how good Shador really is.
That's a good point.
Also, what kind of vibe he brings to a locker room. It seems like there are as many negatives as there are positives with that kid.
Has there ever been a situation in the NFL where a team was coached by someone whose son was the starting quarterback?
No, I don't know.
See, I don't think so either. I started trying to figure out, has there ever been an NFL team who had a starting quarterback whose dad was the head coach? So this would
have
be...
they ever had that in the NBA? Like you have a son playing on your team in the NBA? Not counting.
No, because think about this. Jalen Brunson's dad, Jalen plays for the Knicks. His dad is a like an assistant, or he's like a special advisor, but he's not the head coach. So I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I've heard of like in a bunch of different sports that they give the dad a job as part of the deal for the son to play.
It happens mostly in baseball. Because remember, now in baseball, we've seen Ken Griffey Jr. play with Ken Griffey Sr. We saw Barry Bonds play with Bobby Bonds as one of the coaches. So that's been more commonplace. Cal Ripken Jr., Cal Ripken Sr. In fact, Cal Ripken Sr. might have been the manager when Cal Ripken Jr. came up with the Orioles.
In baseball, that's one sport where you could be a player manager. Pete Rose was a player manager for a while. So it's like you were playing, but you're also a manager of the team.
But I guess my point is this. If Shador plays for Dion in the NFL, is that a good thing? Especially if it's with the Cowboys.
How great's it been in Colorado so far?
It's been great, but that's college.
Hey, Steve, I have a bunch of sports stories that I want to know if you would be interested in just going like yes, no. To.
We got to take a break.
Later.
Just like we did yesterday with
just
the Hall
like we
of Fame?
did yesterday, yeah.
I love those. Those are great.
All right, we'll do rapid fire. We'll do a lightning round coming up with Steve Kaplitz and more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show's on the way right after this.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to
tickets, warrants, expunge, triallawyers.com. Decades of experience available to you. Wyatt Underwood, triallawyers.com.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
The KLAQ Morning Show with Buzz Adams is back. Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
Hey, can I just say congratulations and we thank you, the listener who just said on the app chat that they will donate quarter zips to get embroidered for you guys.
That is so nice.
That is amazing.
Where are we going to wear them that we're all together at the same time? We don't even do like an annual holiday.
Why wouldn't you want to do them while you're here?
Yeah. No, it sounds like you guys need to do a live show.
It's cold. We could see it together.
Yeah.
Live show.
Do you just need a sweater?
We could take pictures, put them up on social media. I mean, there's lots of things.
Why are you against us getting a nice sweater?
It's a kind offer, but
it is a kind offer. You have great
You're
listeners.
such a party
Why don't you want to build do team building exercises where we all have uniforms, we're all on the same page?
I've been telling you we should go to that ropes course. All right, you were going to do like rapid fire sports with Steve?
Yeah.
First off, this beef steak is delicious.
That's beef. I mean, that's Buzz.
I just gave
You're eating Buzz's beef?
I just gave Joanna my beef stick.
It was very oily, though.
So they are Jack's Links. I think those are the ones that have Sasquatch as a spokesperson, right? And
delicious.
They
good beef
provide
stick.
just the amount of protein and energy that I need to fulfill my day's duties.
Delicious.
You know, you're a pretty easygoing guy. All you need are a couple of beef sticks and you're well on your way, right?
All right, you want to get into it?
What are the rules, or what's the object?
I just have story headlines, and
Steve gives his opinion on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Rapid fire, Cappy.
First up, Boston Celtics ended the Cleveland Cavaliers' unbeaten streak.
I'm not surprised. Celtics right now are still one of the top teams in the entire NBA, especially in the Eastern Conference.
Cleveland, off
to a great start.
Streak. I think they were undefeated for the season.
Yeah,
right?
Cleveland was off to a historic start. But listen, Celtics are good, man. If there was ever a team that's going to end a streak, it's Boston. However, that being said, Cleveland is 15-1. How about starting the year with 15 straight victories?
Yeah.
That is big time. Celtics are 12-3, by the way. So those are the top two teams in the East.
20 games into the season, the Boston Bruins have fired coach Jim Montgomery.
Yep, unfortunately, listen, Boston's a great hockey town, incredible tradition. They've won so many Stanley Cups, and they're not going to put up with mediocre or bad hockey there in Beantown. So, most of the time, coaching casualties take a little longer than 20 games, but you're a quarter into the season. Bruins felt they had to make a change.
I think El Paso really deserves the nickname Beantown more than Boston.
That is so bad.
I've heard that joke.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
It's like Chuco Town? No, it's Beantown.
That's right.
Next up, New York Jets axe general manager Joe Douglas.
Oh, by the way, one thing on the Boston Bruins. They're 8-9. I mean, they're like 500 hockey. It is a strange thing when you're fourth in the division and you get fired. So it could be worse. It could be like Montreal, who's having a terrible
Also,
start.
20 games in already. That seems to be a weird time to ask somebody.
Like when you're 8-9-3, meaning 8 wins, 9 losses, 3 ties, you would think that for that point, you would just keep your coaching around. Or if you know.
How often do NHL hockey games end in a tie?
Well, I shouldn't say tie. It was it a tie? Yes, actually. Oh, no, it was a shootout. I'm sorry. They don't have, I don't think they do ties anymore. I think it's overtime losses is the way it works. Because what'll happen is they'll play the, like the 5-minute overtime, 4-on-4, then they go into a shootout, and then they'll play till there's a winner. So they don't do ties anymore like they used to. I apologize.
I was watching a game yesterday, and when they tied, it just went into sudden death.
Well, they play the 5-minute overtime, 4-on-4, try to give the skaters a little more freedom to score, and then they'll go shootout style. So, okay, keep going.
New York Jets axed general manager Joe Douglas.
Oh, what a piece of crap season this has been for Jet fans like me. It's been awful. Look, I thought they were going to wait till after the season to make this move, but Woody Johnson, the owner of the New York Jets, who probably is going to be now the ambassador to the UK on Trump's cabinet once the you haven't heard about this?
Woody Johnson's going to be the ambassador to the UK.
Okay. Yeah, that's what they're saying right now. They're probably saying he's going to be Trump's cabinet member with the UK.
Is he just appointing people he's seen on TV?
He worked
a little.
No, he was on Trump's cabinet the last time around. Right. So, well, it's like you've got Linda McMahon, the Department of Education head now. You heard about that, right?
I did.
So.
I told Nico this morning that Dr. Oz was going to be in charge of Medicare, and I couldn't believe him. He said, "You're joking," and I said, "No, that's."
I was like, "Ha ha, nice, good joke."
Yeah, I know.
But then you said Puck from the real world is going to be something, and I was like, what?
That's hilarious.
Go ahead, next
all right,
story.
as far as the Jets go, by the way, replacement GM offseason, here's what this means. They fired their coach, they fired their general manager, and normally when you hire a whole new staff, you bring a new quarterback with you. So this means that Aaron Rodgers might be done in New York after this season, despite the fact that he said that he wants to play for the Jets next season.
I do want to point out that Woody Johnson has something that I keep track of, people whose names both refer to dongs. So Woody and Johnson, I call them double dongers. Like Peter O'Toole. There's another one.
A double donger.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Bill Belichick has eyes on Jacksonville.
I think Bill Belichick has eyes on his 22-year-old girlfriend right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, that seems to be the true story. Look, everybody says...
That is creepy as hell.
Man. It is really creepy. So Grandpa Bill wants to get back into coaching. And yes, Jacksonville is a team that is going to need a head coach after the season. Most people say, though, why would you want Bill Belichick? Like, they're a project. They're nowhere close to winning. So why bring somebody back if you're not going to get an instant result of winning like the Jags?
Well, and they are dreadful this year.
They are. So Doug Peterson's probably going to lose his job. I just don't know if bringing Belichick to Jacksonville
makes the best move.
Sense. Although his girlfriend would probably be happy, though she'll be in Florida and she'll have a chance to work on her tan. So there you go.
I'm sure he'll fly her anywhere she wants to go.
And finally, Jerry Jones disputes the notion that Mike McCarthy's lost the Cowboys.
Okay, this is interesting.
Some of the players seem to be suggesting.
Yeah, Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons coming back off of the injuries.
Yeah, this has been just the worst possible season for the Dallas Cowboys. You lose your quarterback, and now you can't win a game.
Can't win a game at home.
Nope. You bring back Zeke, and he looks like he was checked out like the first week of the season and doesn't care. This has just been a disaster.
All right,
for the
here
Cowboys.
is Jones's statement. He says,
"Let's not forget about the $60 million man who's done."
That's right.
Jones says, "We won one game my first year. One. And so have we had rough seasons? Yes. Yeah, and I've been around. Certainly we've had other tough years. This one, we didn't anticipate this record."
Listen, just leave the team as a director of player personnel and let the football stuff be made by football people. That would be, how happy Cowboy fans would be if Jerry just said, I'm going to own the team, but step away from the day-to-day organization of the Cowboys and let an experienced front office personnel do their job. That would be amazing.
It would be a cause for celebration for the Cowboy Nation.
It would be. It really would. They would throw a party. That's right.
Mike McCarthy said, somebody asked him to explain their season, and he said, explain it. I just think it's frustrating for everybody, coaches, for players, for fans. We have a lot of moving parts going on, and we just need to be cleaner and more detailed in certain spots.
Well, including coaching. So there you go, Mike. That does fall on you and the rest of this team. So, yeah, it's just... And you want to, here's the thing, guys. I don't see it getting any better. Like, I really think the Cowboys... When was the last time the Cowboys had a top 5 overall pick in the draft? Like, that could be what this turns into when it's all said and done. And then the other question is this. If you're a true Cowboys fan, do you root for your team to lose to get a better draft pick?
I've already heard from some of the Cowboy fans. Like, Cowboy guy said, he's kind of hoping for him to lose so they can get a higher draft pick.
Mm-hmm. I know, but doesn't it seem weird? Like, and this is a topic we talk about on
You're not
Sports
supposed
Talk.
to do
The
that.
last time the Dallas Cowboys had a top 5 overall draft pick was 1991 when they selected Russell Maryland.
Wow. Yeah, Russell Maryland had a good career as a Cowboy.
And that's back when they were terrible before they turned their
that was the one-win season.
Yeah.
In the 2024 NFL draft, the Cowboys selected Oklahoma Sooners offensive tackle Tyler Guyton.
Yep.
With a 29th overall pick.
And that's not exactly going well either for Dallas. So, look, they're going to have a chance to get an impact. And here's the other question, okay? So you have a top 5 pick. Do you go with a quarterback knowing you just gave Dak 4 more years and $250 million guaranteed? Because Cowboys fans are probably like, oh, we need somebody else. But you're stuck with Prescott. So what do you do? Like, do you draft a running back? Do you draft a quarterback? Where do you go if you're the Cowboys knowing that you're on the hook with Prescott? It's a really tough call.
Oh, and somebody said about your son and father combo for playing in basketball. Basketball head coach Doc Rivers had his son Austin Rivers with the Clippers.
That's a good one. There you go. That's a very good one. Thank you.
Do you want to get a couple of calls? They're not necessarily sports calls, although I think, I got some in here. But, the guy who called us back and asked what we thought about the UFO hearings in front of Congress last week. Except they don't call them UFOs anymore.
UAPs.
Yeah.
UAPs.
Good morning, guys. I tried to call in direct, but I couldn't find the number. I have the old one on my phone. But if you could drop that number. So
Yeah. Let me do that real quick. The direct line to the studio. So the guy who had the question about, are we impressed by this UFO testimony in front of Congress? He wanted to call in on the studio line. So here's that number. It's 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. The neckline number, if you want to leave a message, 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325.
Call in next time. But anyway, I don't think they're UFOs. I honestly think they're like advanced type of drones technology that all these countries have, Russia, China. And, of course, the U.S. can't say much because we all know they all play the same games, right? So you can imagine the technology that the U.S. has. So, of course, they're not going to come out and say exactly what it is. They're going to keep you guessing and wondering, but I think it's advanced drone technology that we are not even going to be able to fathom at this moment. But advanced drones is my guess. Good morning, guys.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I mean, we know drones are a thing that we have proof exist, right? At least. Think about this. So people reported seeing like some kind of weird saucer-shaped craft flying out of Area 51 back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And then the stealth bomber came out. So a lot of people are like, well, that's kind of saucer-shaped. What are the chances you were seeing this experimental,
like a prototype?
Yeah, like a prototype of the stealth bomber. Well, it just makes sense that they don't reveal all the secrets. There are definitely secrets going on.
Didn't the Apollo astronauts, some of them say that they saw UFOs when they were in space orbiting the Earth during those Apollo missions in the 60s and 70s?
Some had said that they had seen things that they could explain, but that was eventually explained by NASA as like melting ice particles or different.
You know what? I never expected to find out that Steve is an alien guy.
Steve believes a lot of wacky stuff.
Yeah, it's super cool though.
In sports, he's got it locked down.
What do you mean? Hang on. You mean Independence Day wasn't based on a true story? What are you talking about? Come on now.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
I mean, look, the fun part about UFOs is that Buzz has been talking to people for 30 plus years on this show about UFOs. He had a UFO expert that used to come on.
Did you talk to Art Bell at any point?
No, but George Norrie, I did. There used to be this guy named Bill Nell.
Bill Nell was great.
And he would come in and he'd run down an entire ballroom at the airport Hilton.
Yep.
and people would pay to come and listen to him talk about UFOs and stuff. I got to tell you, I would love to believe in it. I do believe it would be the biggest story in history if we were in touch with UFOs, but I just don't see the evidence.
What's fun about Steve's take on it all is that he seems to just enjoy the fact that nobody knows. We don't know if it's real or not. Let's believe. Who knows? Who knows? Why not? You know?
That's the attitude you should take. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not saying that we're definitely being seen or that they're visiting us, but if it happens, what a great story that would make, right? So I'm okay. I'm good.
Well, as much as you would love it to be true, that's a phenomenal claim. You got to present pretty convincing evidence, and they just haven't done that yet, in my mind. Hey, changing gears here real quick. Nostradamus is coming in this morning.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we got the great Nostradamus on the way. But I did want to mention, because it's the CMAs tonight, the Country Music Awards, but country has become so crossover. You know, it's got Jelly Roll, who we play, and Hardy, who we play. So let me tell you, the 58th Annual CMA Awards, tonight on ABC, Lainey Wilson. You know, you remember her?
No.
What you asking about my turd cutters for?
Yeah.
Lainey Wilson joins Luke Bryant, who sounds like Kermit the Frog, and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is a host of this year's CMA Awards. Post Malone and Chris Stapleton open the show together. There'll also be a tribute to George Strait.
Isn't Post Malone a rapper?
That is tonight
He's
on
a crossover
ABC.
artist.
A lot of crossover going on. So,
darkest timeline.
I asked AI to create a promo for the Country Music Awards.
You did?
Not using the names of any of the actual artists.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds tough.
Here's what AI spit out.
Country fans, give it up, y'all.
And the nominees are... It's the AI-generated Country Music Awards, live from the Boot Depot in Nashville, featuring Lacey Sanborn, Coop Bodine, and Butterchuck.
Sitting there in my Sunday best, stomach churned, I knew the rest. Couldn't make it to the restroom stall right there at Grandpa's. I lost it all. I pooped my pants at Grandpa's funeral.
Live performances by Face Tattoo, Baseball Hat, and Band with a Drug Problem.
All that's left's a heartbroken country boy.
The Daisy Dukes, Corn Bucket, and Marley Bedwetter. It's the AI-generated Country Music Awards.
In the cornfield I stay, touching myself all day. Sitting on the cob corn, rubbing on the scarecrow, warm moonshine, drunk at noon. Crack pipe under the moon. Yee-haw.
Country music. It's like softball. If you play, you're getting an award.
Wow, even those songs were pretty catchy, I got to admit.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday
and if it's for it. Today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers. At GVILaw.com.
The great Nostradamus is going to hopefully arrive while we still have time to get him on the air. He's scheduled to be here any minute now, so that's what we have planned coming up.
All right.
Let's see. Let's check some, if we don't have neckline calls. I got a lot of Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, Nico, I'm going to need your help taking these as they come in tomorrow. So let us know how a complete Thanksgiving feast, courtesy of Rise Federal Credit Union, could really come in handy for you this year. It's $375 value, turkey and ham. So somebody told us they're not going to deliver it to your house, but you just have to go pick it up when you're ready for it, or the day before. Turkey, ham, mashed potato stuffing, gravy, of course, green beans, cranberry sauce. Just, you don't have to have the most tragic story of all time. It's not about that. We put almost everybody into the finals and into a drawing, but we'll probably get a crush of them. You can enter by calling the neckline, 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325. Keep it to about 30 seconds and make sure you include a phone number. Just let us know how this complete turkey feast could really help you out this year. Let's see. Here's a call that I think this call just came in.
Hey, I got a joke for Nico. Nico, why do bald men have holes in their pockets?
Why?
So they can run their fingers through their hair.
Okay.
Please keep them coming.
Hey, I got another idea. You're talking about the Country Music Awards that are going to show tonight on the TV, and Post Malone and Jelly Roll are going to be the co-host. That's kind of weird, isn't it? If they stand too close together, those two guys, it's going to look like one big wall of graffiti and segundo barrio, man. They're like, ay, cabrón, it's so confusing.
A wall of graffiti in segundo barrio.
If they're on stage at the same time, it'll look like a newspaper.
How dare you? Segundo barrio has amazing murals.
Post Malone is going to perform. He's not hosting.
Okay.
But he's coming out with Chris Stapleton. Now, the caller was right. Post Malone just announced his big-ass stadium tour featuring Jelly Roll.
Hey.
Ooh.
Wait.
So it's going to be Post Malone and Jelly Roll, and they're going to hit stadiums.
I was going to say, it's not like Jelly Roll's opening for Post Malone, is it? Because
I imagine it'll probably be like a co-opening at this point. The tour is going to start next year in April. First date in Salt Lake City.
Wow.
And it's going to end in July in San Francisco. They ain't coming to El Paso. At least,
Right.
I don't
As
think
of
they're
now.
going to.
I'll tweet them, and maybe they'll
The
come.
Post Malone
Please do
Jelly Roll Big Ass Stadium Tour is going to be hitting up most of the major U.S. cities.
I like how it says in the copy, Big Butt Stadium Tour, and you're just going big ass.
Right. General tickets go on sale this Tuesday. I mean, you go to Post Malone and Jelly Roll, there are a lot of people who haven't done that much reading in past 10 years, am I right?
They don't look like reading people. But who knows? They might read a lot. Do you think
You know how I can tell that Post Malone really loves tattoos?
How?
That's written all over his face.
that would be a tour that would almost be like you have to see. Like it would be almost like Taylor Swift's tour.
Oh, yeah.
If you miss Post Malone and Jelly Roll.
And Jelly Roll, amazing.
So, Nico, do you want to introduce our next guest? He's in the hallway.
Oh, really? Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's just standing outside, but really, give him the gold star treatment, maybe.
Okay, absolutely. Love to. Oh, all right. I'd love to introduce now, welcoming the wise and mystic sage from the East. Put your hands together for Nostra Dumbass.
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi, Nostra.
Who is the other person?
That's intern Alberto.
Mhm.
He's running the board today.
Does he do a good job?
No.
Yes. What? Yes, he does.
With your wisdom, you'll see whether he does a good job or not. Do you have any wise words for us today?
Nostra.
Thank you. And
Hi,
yes,
welcome.
I do have mysteries of the cosmos. These are things that mankind has pondered since time immemorial.
Yes.
Why did they decide to call them sporks instead of foons?
Yeah, I've always wondered that.
Good question.
That is a great mystic question.
Yes. Another one.
Yeah.
Do couples on submarines join the Mile Low Club? Finally, another imponderable from the dawn of mankind.
Okay.
Why exactly does Tony the Tiger wear a bandana?
That is a good point.
He's not wearing any underclothes. So why is he wearing the
What's with
bandana?
that kerchief?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Now, please to be handing me
Absolutely.
the first envelope.
I have several envelopes in this hermetically sealed mayonnaise jar that has been hiding in Joe Biden's office at the White House,
Oh.
where it's not been seen before.
Neither has Joe.
Exactly.
I will hold the sealed envelope to my forehead.
All right.
I will predict the contents of the envelope.
All right, envelope number one.
Number one. Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller.
Yes, Penn and Teller.
Oh my goodness.
Name 2 things you can find at the counter at your bank.
Yeah, that's true. Envelope number 2.
1,000 thank yous.
You are welcome.
Envelope number 2.
All right.
Decaffeinated.
Decaffeinated.
Yes, decaffeinated.
All right.
How did the cow feel after giving birth?
Decaffeinated. All right. And envelope number 3.
Number 3. You could call this the penultimate.
The penultimate.
Envelope.
Yep.
I must concentrate while I hold the envelope.
Yes,
to my
please don't
forehead.
let us distract you.
It is coming to me now. Hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
That is correct. Hush puppies. What does a Haitian refugee say right before a snack?
Oh my God.
Hush puppies. All right.
Envelope number 4.
And your last and final envelope. Yeah. Finally. Number 4.
May all your tortilla chips break into triangular pieces that stab the roof of your mouth.
Oh, no.
That is my wish for you. Envelope number 4. Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
Yes, Slim Shady. Name one thing Donald Trump isn't and one thing he definitely is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Thanks.
Show is done.
Are we done here?
We are done here.
I'd like to discuss this further, but I gotta go.
It's been real and it's been fun and it's been real fun.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6.
Early holiday savings have arrived at Tanger Outlets. Discover the best gifts from your favorite brands, perfect for everyone on your list. And stack your savings with up to 70% off, plus an extra 15 to 25% off only during Tanger Style. Save at Polo Ralph Lauren, Old Navy Outlet, Under Armour, Skechers, J. Crew Factory, and more. Hurry in. These early holiday deals last through November 24th. Tanger Outlets. More savings, more cheer.